Jesse, thank you. Welcome to Saturday night in Chapel Hill and the battle for the victory bell. 24th North Carolina and Duke both have 2 losses in ACC play, and if Louisville stumbles next Saturday at Miami, the winner of tonight's game will have hope for Chapel Hill. Great to be with Tim Hasselbeck, West Durham, and it is a rivalry game through and through.
So great when you get these rivalry games because there's so much energy associated with them. There's also an opportunity to kind of step up and put your stamp on the rivalry. Maybe we see that tonight.
Well, and as a salute to those of you who have protected our freedoms in this country, we hope you enjoy tonight's national anthem.
Fans Carolina Athletics and honoring former head coach and defensive coordinator Carl Torbush, who passed away earlier this week. Carl spent 13 seasons on the Carolina sidelines, left a lifelong impact on his players. He coached and all who knew him. He was the architect of one of the country's most dominant defenses in the mid-1990s. As head coach, he led the Tar Heels to 2 bowl victories and sent nearly 40 players to the NFL. Carl was the epitome of a hard-nosed competitor, but a gentleman in every way. Please join us in a moment of silence to honor the life and memory of Carl Torbush. The colors today presented by a joint UNC ROTC color guard representing the Army, Navy, and Air Force. At this time, we invite you to join us as we honor the United States of America and all the men and women who have served under the American flag as we stand together and proudly sing our national anthem.
Well, this series dates back 135 years when both schools started the sport. The stars and stories reflect that legacy, from Parker and Justice to Bennett and famous Amos, Dooley to Spurrier. This is the Battle of the Blues, and it should never be underestimated.
Obviously, that is one of the biggest rivalries in sport, is the Duke-Carolina game. And, you know, every year you go without that bell in Durham, you feel it. That's palpable.
Rivalries you have to live with every year of your life and every day of your life. It's a tremendous amount of pride. That's victory. It is a victory bell.
Intercepted! Holy cow, Carolina's gonna win! Throw toward Green! Touchdown, Carolina! ACC Network primetime football tonight. We play football in the Forest at Kenan Stadium and Chris Smith Field. And it's the 110th meeting all time between the Duke Blue Devils and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Both have 2 losses in league play to go with 3 wins. Carolina is 7-2, Duke is 6-3. The way the ACC shapes up, the winner tonight still has hope for Charlotte. And here comes Mack Brown's Tar Heels. Well, if recent history is any case with these two, those won't be the only pyrotechnics you see tonight. Great to be with Tim Hasselbeck, Taylor Tannenbaum in just a moment. We've kind of set the stage for you in a variety of ways, but one thing we can tell you, we've got opposite ends of the quarterback spectrum tonight with Drake May and Grayson Loftus in for the injured Riley Leonard.
Yeah. Very proven commodity and somebody that we're just learning about. And listen, it doesn't mean that's going to determine the outcome of the football game, but certainly has a big influence in it. Obviously, Drake May, one of the best, if not the best quarterback in college football. Plenty of experience, plenty of production. Grayson Loftus, look, he's just getting his opportunity. Now, he is coming off of a gritty performance a week ago that led to a Duke win. They want to be able to build on that.
And Taylor Tannenbaum downstairs with the Tar Heel head coach. So Grayson Loftus, by the way, from Gaffney, South Carolina, won a state championship and was in the neighborhood on Duke's radar when Mike Elko got the job, Tim. And he ended up being Elko's first commit. And now, because of the Leonard injury and Henry Bigelow IV being sidelined, here is this young guy who, by all accounts, grew up a big Clemson fan, now trying to guide Duke, and it's a rivalry game.
And some of the things that have impressed Mike Elko about Grayson Loftus are not just his football knowledge and understanding, his maturity. He said there's also a humility about him, and he also feels like the team has started to respond a little bit to Grayson Loftus in terms of plays that are made in practice, and he's going to need it. In terms of Duke winning, you need to have guys around Grayson Loftus play well.
But, Tim, is there a recipe on the table from what Virginia and Georgia Tech did to beat this Carolina team?
Yeah, hand the ball to that guy on the left right there, Jordan Waters. He's the big physical back. He's really the way they want to revolve, this offense around. And it's a great matchup for Duke because defensively for Carolina, they just have not done a very good job of stopping the run, especially late in football games.
So Kenan Stadium sold out and ready to go. Carolina leads the series 65-40. There have been 4 ties. Tar Heels have won 4 straight, 6 of the last 9. Duke won 5 of 7, though, before the recent Carolina streak from 2012 to 2018. Mack Brown has won his last 12 games against Duke. You have to go back to 1989, which was his second year, the first time at Chapel Hill, to find the last time he lost to Duke. Tyson Chapman will watch it go overhead. And here comes Carolina to scrimmage from its 25. And all Tar Heel discussions start with the redshirt sophomore from Huntersville, North Carolina, Drake May.
You see, obviously, he's thrown for a bunch of yards this year. Really, he's played well all season long. Did not play great against Virginia, but I think other than that, has been absolutely as advertised. But he's facing a really good defense tonight, especially with that front 4 and front 7 for Duke.
You saw the 380 and 3 scores, including the game winner to Antoine Green last year at Wallace Wade Stadium in his only game experience against the Blue Devils. Carolina in a 2-back set to start. May going to get it on the perimeter, and there's Amarian Hampton breaking for 4 before he is slung out of bounds by Nick Morris, the linebacker. Now, Duke plays tonight without Dorian Mausi, the linebacker. We're going to see Hampton and British Brooks in the backfield. We did on that first snap. And Amarian picked up right at about 5 on the play. 2nd and 6.
A really nice catch by Hampton. The ball thrown behind. He's a complete back in terms of how he catches the football, how much speed he has. You can see why they like giving it to him.
Second play for the Tar Heels. Here's May. Dumps it out of the backfield again. Hampton the catch, and he's going to give some ground back. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a step more, but Duke played that very well in their defensive front. So it's 3rd and 5 here, Tim, and Carolina's on the football, and Duke's trying to make some changes here.
Well, and going fast while Duke tries to make some changes, and Duke obviously doesn't like what they see, and they have to take a timeout.
All right, so a little bit of the gamesmanship here we talked about with Mack Brown yesterday.
Timeout. Duke. First charge, timeout. Timeout. It'll be 30 seconds.
And one of the things Chip Lindsey likes to do is just go ahead and fastball on 3rd down. Get up and run a play so you can't get a complicated defensive call in. You see Mike Elko, obviously a defensive-minded coach, and he can't be pleased that on the first 3rd down of the game, he's forced to use a timeout.
Mack Brown, we told you, 12 straight wins against Duke. 1989, the last time he has fallen in this game as the Tar Heel head coach. Mike Elko, by the way, a win tonight would move into 10th place on Duke's all-time wins list, tying Red Wilson, who guided the Blue Devils from the late 70s to the early 80s. British Brooks back in the ball game now with May out of the timeout on 3rd down. And you see Carolina needs 4 full to keep the drive alive. May up in the pocket, going to throw, and it is caught. And is that Nesbitt? It is. The tight end, Bryson Nesbitt. We weren't sure if he would play tonight and how effective he would be. Falling down, converts the 3rd.
It's a great job of Drake May just sticking with Nesbitt and let him work the option route and finding a way to get him the football.
And this is British Brooks playing in his final game at Kenan Stadium across the 40-yard line on 1st down.
And you go back to that 3rd down play, Wes, you're going to see what I mean. May is ready to throw it to him, but he's not ready for the football. Nesbitt isn't. And Cam Dillon is applying some pressure on him. He's able to climb and then get the football off. That's pretty good pocket awareness by Drake May.
Hampton's come back in the ball game after Brooks got the call on 1st down. Quick throw by May. Walker's first catch of the night out on the perimeter against Chandler Rivers, the sophomore corner. And it'll be measured a step beyond the 45. So 3rd and short coming for Carolina. And Drake May's numbers on 3rd down, Tim, are terrific. Quick snap, going to hand the ball to Amarian Hampton. Lowers the shoulder and going to depend on the spot. He needed to break, I think, the 47. Nick Morris has already been in on about half the first snaps of Carolina's possession at linebacker for Duke. They're going to give him the 1st down. And you see Carolina making changes here. Kamari Morales spells Nesbitt at the tight end spot. Now Duke with wholesale, almost like a line change up front for defensive coordinator Tyler Santucci. I don't know if it's power play or penalty kill. You'll have to help me later on that.
That looked like a power play.
Here's to the near side. Hampton flipped over. Maybe got a step, but not much more. Al Blades Jr., the Miami transfer, who's had 18 total tackles in the last 3, makes the play.
And listen, you get a big 220-pound back, get to the perimeter. It's a nice job of just kind of sawing off the legs by Al Blades. He's really been a nice player for Duke this season.
And here's Anthony Nelson coming off the field. And because Carolina sub, Duke has time to make the change. Snap to May. He's going to take a shot. Walker is his target and makes the catch. Tez Walker with Blades defending, and May dropped it in the bucket.
Listen, we just said Al Blades has been a really good player, but Tez Walker has been an unbelievable player, and the size and speed combination and ability to track the football is so special.
Carolina around the 10-yard line. Out on the perimeter, the throw is made. And breaking free toward the goal line is Nesbitt. Down to the 3 goes Bryson Nesbitt after a 43-yard catch by Tez Walker. Tar Heels in the hurry up. Hampton is with May. And May will keep it, and Carolina gets the early lead on the opening drive.
Pretty impressive drive by Drake May and this Tar Heel offense. But their tempo definitely was something that I think had Duke on their heels a bit, and obviously go fast down near the goal line, zone read, no one accounts for the quarterback, and it's a walk-in for Drake.
Drake May's 7th rushing score of the year. The point from Burnett is good. Duke had some early success with pressure, but Carolina got the big strike.
Well, they got the big strike because they got Tez Walker, who just wins on a go route, and then Drake May's ability to throw accurately down the field, and then the athleticism down in the red zone has the Tar Heels up top early.
Well, so the game is on. Drake May, one of college football's finest quarterbacks, is perfect on the opening drive. He keeps it for a 1-yard run, and now the old defensive coordinator is the second-year head coach of the Blue Devils, and Mike Elko. I think he, in many ways, in visiting with him yesterday, embraces this challenge, Tim, tonight against May and the Tar Heels.
There's no question he embraces it. I think he knows what he's up against in terms of how good Carolina is offensively, but feels good about his defense. It's his quarterback situation, Wes, that I think is a little tricky.
Yeah, the end of the Notre Dame game was heartbreaking in a couple of different ways. Henry Beeland did a terrific job getting a win against NC State. Riley Leonard's comeback, though, was stemmed. Re-injured at Florida State, couldn't really be effective at Louisville. And then 10 days ago, this guy, Gaffney, South Carolina's Grayson Loftus, comes in his first start and does big things. Todd Polino wanted at the horn on the field goal, but Loftus managed a very nice game for the Blue Devils on offense, and on first down, Jordan Waters to work. Picks up about 4 on first down, but we get a look at Grayson Loftus, Tim, for the first time. And Kevin Johns told us in our earlier visit with Duke, he had a really good spring. He improved his footwork, and now he's the guy.
And, you know, he is a true freshman, but he was a mid-year enrollee, so he was there for the spring, got to compete with Henry Beeland for the backup job to Riley Leonard, and they have actually been pleased with what they've gotten out of him. They have to manage some of the known passing situations tonight, though.
Second down after the run by Waters, and Loftus' first throw of the night pops out of the hands of Jordan Moore at the Carolina bench. Armani Chapman was there for Carolina defensively.
And a pretty good throw by Loftus to start. Accurate ball, but it's Chapman with really good tight coverage, able to get his hand in there. And Duke now going fast on third down.
Blue Devils were 5 of 14 against Wake Forest. Here's Loftus taking a shot far side and overthrows Samir Hagans. And the Blue Devils are going to go 3 and out on their opening possession.
Yeah, and that's not what Mike Elko wants. Is, you know, he does not want quick drives and giving the ball back quickly to Drake May. And I think if Grayson Loftus could have that back, you just give his receiver a chance to play the football.
Talking with Kevin Johns, the outstanding offensive coordinator for the Blue Devils. Elijah Huzzy waits on the punt of Porter Wilson. First in the ACC in net. He's second national in that category. And there is Elijah Huzzy. What's at stake tonight in this rivalry? Well, the old victory bell. Much discussed, much celebrated. Goes to the winner tonight. 7-0 Carolina after Duke went 3 and out. Drake May coming back to work. Let's visit with Taylor Tannenbaum.
Yeah, guys, well, it didn't take long for Drake Maye to drive the field and score the opening touchdown of this game. You saw before the game 30 seniors being honored here today on Senior Day. Drake Maye was not one of them. He is not a senior, and that's why he didn't want to walk out there and enjoy the festivities with his family, even though head coach Mack Brown gave him the option, because you guys, this is most likely his finale here at Kenan Stadium, as he is expected to be a 1 or 2 overall pick in next year's NFL draft. All of those expectations he has around them are big, but this guy remains humble, guys.
Yeah, certainly does. 7-0 on the Maye 1-yard run to cap Carolina's first possession. The throw here is complete, and this is McCollum. Nate McCollum, who earlier this year had 15 catches against Minnesota to announce his presence, had only hit 6 in the last 3 games prior to this one.
And I really think he's the player that could really change the dynamic.
There goes Hampton.
I just think McCollum can change the dynamic of Carolina offensively. We know Hampton's going to be a physical runner. You know you're going to get the big plays from Tez Walker. Can you find that slot guy to dominate inside?
Second straight carry for Omarion Hampton. A step away, first down into Duke territory. And finally brought down by Stinson, who's a pretty good safety for Mike Elko's defense.
You just see how Hampton's hard to tackle. Just good power, good balance.
Averaging 6 on his first 4 carries. And here goes another one for about 7. Jeremiah Lewis, grad safety from Louisville, Texas, on the stop.
You just go back to the previous play. I mean, just guys bouncing off of him, running with good leverage, good balance, and Jeremiah Lewis just not able to get him down, and not often that the first guy gets him down.
4th in FBS, 1st in the ACC in rush yards per game. Made a throw. And boy, he got batted away at the line of scrimmage. Duke had a lot of white shirts around it. Michael Reese, junior from Nashville, I think was the guy that got a hand up there.
He did a pretty good move on Spencer Rolland, and he's able to kind of sneak inside and get his hand up.
You see the 3rd down move here. There's Hampton. And made a throw. Quick shot. Copenhagen the catch. First down, Carolina. Tim, I know there's a lot going on for a quarterback at any snap, but it just really seems he plays with a lot of poise.
Well, he does, and then just look at Copenhagen. He basically is uncovered, trying to play some type of 2 deep, but I think Trey Freeman needs to go out and match.
Here is Hampton at the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal, Carolina. Lewis may have saved the touchdown. So Carolina on another red zone trip on their 2nd possession. And Hampton again through the A gap. Stopped at the 1.
One of the things I like that Carolina does is a lot of these are RPOs. You know, Drake's got the ability to throw the football on them. And sometimes even versus a bad run look, because you have Hampton, because of where you're on the field, they'll just continue to give him the football.
And Maye going to sneak this, and finally the whistle blows, but this will be where they project the spot around that goal line. Mike Elko wants to know the same kind of thing, I believe.
Well, and I almost think that Chip Lindsey at Carolina maybe thought that they were a little bit closer. I mean, it looked like the 1.5-yard line, Wes. I mean, typically outside the 1, especially with a back like Hampton, and I don't know that that's necessarily QB sneak territory.
Here comes everybody lined up to shove. And there goes the shove, but I'm not sure that Maye got in. In fact, he didn't. It's 4th down. Tim, I know a lot of people are thinking this is the way to go in today's modern football, and I see it misexecuted more than I see it executed.
Well, listen, we see the Philadelphia Eagles be amazing at it, but the other aspect of it is when you have a 6'4" quarterback, you know, maybe it's not quite the same.
Yeah. Travion Green's come in as an extra tackle. Now Nesbitt comes in. Here comes, look at this. Nesbitt ran on late, caught the pass. There are flags everywhere. Was Nesbitt in motion? Dwayne Carter pounded May as he cut it loose. I have no idea where they're going with this. It could be a couple of different things. Jeff Flanagan.
Illegal substitution on the offense, number 18. It's a 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So Nesbitt's coming onto the field. Carolina wants to be in an unbalanced formation and have Nesbitt be the tight end here. Here comes Nesbitt running on the field. This is not Canada. No wonder he's so wide open. Look, the reality, the good thing for Carolina is that Drake May makes a remarkable play with somebody in his face to get the football off to Nesbitt so that the penalty is accepted. Incomplete pass. Obviously, Duke would have been able to decline it.
Noah Burnett for the field goal. 23-yard try is good. And a little bit awkward, we got to a 10-0 game. 2 scores on the first 2 for Mack Brown. Well, Amarian Hampton's already averaging 7.5 yards on 7 carries, and Jordan Waters only got it on the first down play on Duke's opening drive. And now the play number, Tim, already 21 snaps for Carolina, just 3 for Duke.
And that's not that's not the formula for Duke. Duke really wants to control the game. The exact opposite is happening right now.
Liam Boyd, former soccer player, transfer from Clemson, kicking it away. Terry Moore deep in the Blue Devils, and Grayson Loftus and Duke will start from its 25. Don't forget the Huddle crew is here with us live in Chapel Hill. Been here all day, and when we're done, they'll give you a full recap of Week 11 in the ACC, all the highlights, analysis, much more coming up from Kenan Stadium right here on the Huddle on ACC Network, and always streaming live for you on the ESPN app. Clemson, Virginia Tech, NC State, Florida State, Syracuse, all winners today in the ACC. Off the 25, here's Loftus. Tight end and 3 receivers in the set for him. And Jordan Waters got 2 before Cedric Gray, who had 18 tackles in the loss to Virginia, has 3 games of double-figure stops this fall, makes the play.
One of the things that Duke does a nice job of is being patient with their double teams, but when you're really patient with your double teams, it allows those linebackers to be aggressive, and Cedric Gray does that there, and he's made a lot of tackles this season, hasn't he?
And 85 of them coming into tonight. 333 tonight, his 49th collegiate game. Play clock winding down on Loftus to 1. Gets it snapped, and flag is thrown. It'll be a delay of game against Duke.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
I know Mike Elko talked with us yesterday extensively about slow the game down. See if you couldn't, when his team's on defense, reduce their space a little bit of what they try to do from a attack standpoint. But offensively, that slow things down is the premium here tonight, Tim.
It is, but pre-snap penalties because of a delay, that's not what Duke needs offensively with how they're operating.
Here's Waters banging across the 30. Look at Jordan Waters, and he'll get the first down. Terrific effort by Waters and his mates up front on a 14-yard play.
It felt like crowd surfing at the end of this thing. You see Jordan Waters just continuing to drive. I mean, look at that movement. We talk so much about Amarian Hampton, and rightfully so because of his power. But Jordan Waters is strong. He's got a thickness to his build, and he is a good, powerful, tough runner.
1,435 career yards in his Duke career. From Fairmont, North Carolina. First and 10, Loftus. Back across the middle, incomplete. He was looking in the neighborhood of Hazley, the tight end.
I wonder if he thought Hazley was going to kind of bounce out, because that was a bit of a misfire. He's working to his right, then has a shallow cross coming into his line of vision. I think Hazley was the next intended target, but the ball was pretty far off the mark.
Jeremiah had a touchdown catch in the win against NC State. His tight end depth's been challenged by Nicky Dalmolin, missing some time this regular season with injury as well. He's back in the lineup, though, for the second straight game tonight. This is Jaquez Moore making a move, spinning across the 40, got to the 41, and he got slung back. Kamen Rucker, senior from Hartwell, Georgia, leads Carolina in sacks, tackles for loss, and quarterback hurries.
Yeah, now empty and quick tempo on third down to get a look at the defense.
Duke has got 4 different guys over there. 2 with the DOT bib on and another guy wearing green. Moore stays in the backfield. Carolina trying to get there. Long throw, caught. Jalen Calhoun, terrific grab, and a really well-thrown ball from Loftus for the Duke first down.
It really was. It was a nice route by Calhoun. He basically is the inside, and he's going to kind of bend this out. Just watch the anticipation, because the ball's coming out now. Turns around right to the face mask. That's really well done by Grayson Loftus. And West, for a quarterback, oftentimes that can just like get you going. The first good throw that you have, where you feel like, all right, now I'm in this football game. Now I'm seeing it. Now I'm feeling it. It's a good sign for Duke offensively.
Moore and Waters together with Loftus in the backfield now. And it's Jordan Waters trying to work his way here to the near side. Good run pursuit by the Tar Heels. Maybe a yard, maybe not. Stick Lane and Cedric Gray, the tackle for Carolina.
Yeah, watch Stick Lane kind of run the alley here. This gets kind of extended a little bit as you see Gray kind of bounce it out. And then next thing you know, here comes Stick Lane playing downhill through the alley. That's a pretty good tackle from the secondary.
Carolina's #1 on defense. Lane is only listed at 5'9", 190. Started his career at Georgia State, but he hits like he weighs more than 190.
Probably how you get the nickname Stick.
Sound like a guy that might have been stuck a couple times. 2nd and 10, and Jalen Coleman in the lineup for Duke now, and he'll get 3. Maybe on the play. It'll certainly be. Got 2 for sure. And Jordan Waters has come out of the game.
Not a good sign.
No, that'd be tough for the Blue Devils, but Jalen Coleman, a grad student from Matthews, North Carolina, makes his debut against Carolina tonight in a Duke jersey. 3rd down and 8. Loftus in trouble. Scrambling back upfield, and he'll be stopped from behind at the Tar Heel 46 by Rucker.
That's just great effort by Kamen Rucker, because Graham Barton at left tackle, who's a really nice player, does a good job. This is the matchup out here, but just watch the pursuit and effort by Rucker. Pretty good job of Barton staying with him. Does an excellent job, but then it's that pursuit, it's just sticking with it by Kamen Rucker that prevents a big scramble on 3rd down.
So here's Porter Wilson now, and Elijah Huzzy stands at the 10 for Carolina. Wilson airs this out. It'll reach the end zone. And the Tar Heels will have the ball and a 10-0 lead at their 20-yard line in the final half minute of the opening quarter here in Chapel Hill. Full house at Kenan Stadium. Seeing which team keeps at least the potential hope alive. Louisville would have to lose next Saturday at Miami to open the door for the winner of this game here tonight and some of these other 2-loss teams in the ACC, including Virginia Tech, who won big today at Boston College. Off the 20. Hampton cannot break free, and that's Terry Moore coming down from safety to make a terrific play on the Tar Heel running back. Really like Moore out of Little Washington, the converted running back on defense.
And just see the way he times it up. Some guys just have a knack. They have the instincts to kind of, read the quarterback's cadence, the body language of the guys up front, and that's well done by Terry Moore timing it up.
When we come back, Taylor Tannenbaum joins Duke head coach Mike Elko. 10-0 Carolina after 1 quarter.
Coach, offensively able to find a little bit of a rhythm there on your 3rd drive. What more do you want to see with that freshman quarterback out there?
I think every series he'll calm down a little bit. Made a nice throw there. Thought we had another one on the 3rd down. We got a little pressure. We just got to settle him in, trying to keep finding easy rhythm throws. We got to keep establishing the run. We got to make a big stand here on defense.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, for Mike Elko, Grayson Loftus, he's had a week to get ready for this, so to speak, right, Tim? I mean, a little different than finding out 3-4 days ahead of the weight game. Here's Hampton on 1st down with Carolina taking over at its 20, and Al Blades Jr. wraps him up.
Mike Elko talked about, having to get a stop here. I would agree with him in Carolina. Again, 3rd down as Duke tries to sub, going quickly.
And Tar Heels have 3 to the field for May. And Walker in the boundary against Blades. They've hit 3 of their first 4. Carolina is 1st in the ACC and 7th nationally at 51% coming in. May a long throw. Nesbitt another catch and up the near sideline for what is a Carolina 1st down. Jalen Stinson shoves him out of bounds, and for a guy who was questionable, Bryson Nesbitt's been pretty good.
He's been really good. Seeing him warm up, I wasn't sure how effective he'd be, but so far so good.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the Tar Heel 35, and Hampton back to work. Straight ahead and across the 40. Picks up 7. Nick Morris, the tackle for the Blue Devils.
Watch Drake May here on this previous 3rd down. He's trying to work down the middle of the field. Then the in cut, doesn't like it. He's able to get all the way outside. Some quarterbacks just have a scope of vision, Wes, that's not narrow. They just see more of the field. And I think it's one of the things that makes him such a special player.
Tim, the Carolina media folks have told me there are as many representatives from NFL teams here tonight as they've seen in the month of November in the last decade.
Well, and number 10
big part of it
is a really big part of it.
Yep. Here's the give. Hampton breaking free. Duke's secondary, and it's Freeman, the linebacker, who finally gets him on the ground inside the Blue Devil 45.
This is really well blocked. The guys up front do a nice job of passing it off, and Ed Montelis, pretty good patience too. And Duke's having all kinds of issues substituting.
Here's May to his left, trying to lead Jones. What a catch! J.J. Jones. What a grab by J.J. Jones. Jeff Flanagan will tell us about the flags.
Legal substitution. Defense. Penalty didn't decline. Resulting plays a 1st down.
Well, Mike Elko can't believe it. But I think he thought that he had a chance to sub. Look at the pace of substituting. I mean, Duke is nowhere near ready, and Mike Elko is sideways about it. I think he felt like he should have been given an opportunity to sub, thinking that Carolina had subbed.
2 tights for the Tar Heels off the Blue Devil 13, and Hampton will get a yard to the 12.
And, I guess lost in the madness is that J.J. Jones, somebody that they really want to kind of step up. They feel like he's got big-time ability, size and speed. Does a good job of using both right there.
Yep. Only a yard for Hampton on the ground. The 2nd down and 9, and Duke's red zone defense, which is number 1 in the ACC, has already held Carolina on 1st and goal to a field goal opportunity. Here's May to his right, and in trouble, slings it out underhanded, and that ball is ruled incomplete. Aaron Hall The 277-pound defensive tackle from Southern Durham was the guy forcing May.
Well, Drake avoids a sack, and I think that Mike Elko wanted grounding there. Yeah, he does want grounding here. Look, the ball does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Now, you can kind of argue that there's a player in the area. Not really. I think I would agree with Mike Elko that that probably should have been grounding.
British Brooks has joined May in the backfield. Here's another third down, Tim, for the Tar Heels of distance. May looking left, pressure coming. Now throws toward the back of the end zone and out of bounds. And May got chased all the way to the Carolina bench by Dillon, and then took a shot as he let it go.
Yeah, that was really good pass rush by multiple guys on that Duke front to put pressure on May quickly. And Wes, one thing you know with this Duke defense is they'll just continue to come after you.
Yep. Tyler Santucci does a great job. Jess Simpson, the D-line coach, is terrific for Mike Elko, and the point by Burnett is good. 31-yard field goal for Burnett. Duke gets a red zone stop for a field goal. Carolina leading 13-0, but you know what, Tim? It's not a good rivalry until you have animated game program covers where Devils and Rams get after each other, right? The history of this thing is just beautiful. And that's what they're playing for tonight. Since the late 40s, the bell from a railroad car has become the symbol for the winner of Duke Carolina in football. Terry Moore waits on Liam Boyd's kick. And here's Moore 2 yards deep now. At the 15, comes to a stop, bends it middle of the field, and out near the 30 goes Terry Moore. So the Victory Bell has been around since the late 40s, came from the old railroad train. It was bought by the business manager at Duke because Duke had the money in the budget. The idea was conceived by the cheerleading captains. So the winner gets the bell, and it is a much celebrated, much debated moment in the series. For a series that dates all the way back to late November 1888 in Raleigh, of all places, they played for the first time. Duke's third possession begins off its 30. Loftus and Jordan Waters gets 5, gets 7, and delivers some punishment on the way out of bounds. Marcus Allen, I think, got the bad end of that deal at the Blue Devil bench.
Well, a lot of players get the bad end of that deal. When Jordan Waters is coming in his direction, good stiff arm, job of getting the perimeter, and then good finish. And a good sign for Duke that after seeing him kind of unsure with how he felt, that he's back looking healthy.
Marcus Allen, the sophomore corner from the Atlanta area. All right, so here's 2nd and 3, a tight end, 3 receivers, and the running back with Loftus. And Waters again. Blue Devil first down. And about 3 more yards to the 43. Elijah Huzzy makes the stop.
You see, winning on first down, which they clearly did with the big Waters run, just it changes everything, I think, offensively for Duke. And then, you know, as we see them manage this situation for Grayson Loftus, the guy that they do want to get involved is Jalen Calhoun.
Yep.
And look, if you're not going to be able to throw it to him as often as you would if Riley Leonard was the quarterback, maybe you find some ways to hand it to him.
You see Calhoun wearing 5 for the Blue Devils in a slot here. Bottom of the screen. Snap to Loftus. And the Waters again. Duke got an early start. I think it was Hazley, the tight end, that might have moved first.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, right next to him, the right tackle's Jake Hornibrook from Stanford, out of Malvern Prep in the Philadelphia area. Mike Elko's done some mixing and matching with his offensive line. Jacob Monk's playing at center tonight. Justin Pickett's plugged in, playing over there at right guard. You got Brian Parker tonight, one of the tackle. All sorts of movement here. But they got Monk and Barton back, which is the real deal for that offensive line. And Waters will get a first down, or at least some of it back inside the original first down mark at the 44, Taylor.
Guys, there's a lot of cool storylines weaved throughout this rivalry. For offensive lineman Jacob Monk, he grew up a Duke fan because his dad Stanley played running back at Duke in the mid-'80s. But he admits there was a point in his life where he did wear some Carolina blue because of his late uncle Quincy Monk, who was a great linebacker for the Heels in the late 90s, 2000s. Says there are some crazy pictures of him wearing that, quote, ugly blue, but thankfully he does not remember that. No question, Jacob is all Duke, trying to win his first and last game in this rivalry, guys.
Great stuff. Thank you, Tyler. Terrific young man, too, is Jacob Monk. And here is Jalen Coleman. And he'll get 3 to the 47. So third down coming up. Blue Devils trying to kick it into gear here a little bit on the Desmond Evans tackle. And we've now got Scott Elliott shaken up. And so while they tend to the Duke lineman, we step aside in Chapel Hill. Well, we welcome you back to Chapel Hill. They did help Scott Elliott from the field, and Duke getting ready to make a move with Jake Long filling in. And we were telling you the story of Jacob Monk of the Blue Devils, who's playing in his final Duke Carolina game. And of course, his dad was Stanley Monk, a terrific running back for the Blue Devils. And there is his late uncle, a sensational linebacker in the late 90s. In 2001, that's little Jacob with old 41 Quincy Monk, who we lost way too soon to cancer several years ago. What a nice lineage for that family with this particular rivalry. And just terrific people. Third down now for Loftus and the Blue Devils. Shoots it near side. Go to Calhoun if you need the big catch. Right, Tim? First down.
That's exactly right. And good timing once again by Loftus. Throwing with some anticipation and an accurate throw. Calhoun just sits it down just past the sticks. Hit a bunch formation into the boundary, and good accurate throw.
Tell Grayson Loftus, quarterback Gaffney, to a 5A title. Beat Dutch Fork, by the way, for the state championship that had Clemson's Antonio Williams on the team. Gaffney finished undefeated that year. And then Mike Elko said he is a winner. And all you need to know is that story to prove that point. First and 10, and Jalen Coleman banging away inside the 45 for about 3. Cedric Gray, the tackle of the grad student Coleman, who had 480 yards and 4 touchdowns a year ago and was a central figure in the running back room in Mike Elko's first campaign.
And I think Duke in general does a nice job of playing a lot of guys.
Yep, they do.
Running back, defensive line, you see it. And I think because of it, you were talking about the versatility of the offensive line and how they've played different combos. Some of that's been injury, but I think that helps them play better late in football games.
Here's Loftus to throw. Going to take a shot. Caught. First down. Making the move is Jordan Moore inside the 25, and the Blue Devils to the Tar Heel 22. Good catch by Jordan Moore, who, boy, pressed into hard times at the QB spot. We might see him go former quarterback again.
We might, and a little bit of play action. Just hold the linebackers just a tad, and by doing that, you basically get an isolation route, between Moore and the corner. And once again, for Loftus, good timing and good ball location.
It feels like, as Mike Elko hoped, he's settling in a little better.
For sure.
Off the 22. Give is Coleman. Jalen Coleman keeps his feet. Couple of missed tackles. And he's near another Tar Heel, or another Blue Devil first down at the Tar Heel 10. Don Chapman made the tackle.
And watch Coleman press this hole. Does a good job of pressing the hole before he cuts it up. And it looked like it was maybe Monk there who got a great block before he cut it up. And good job of this Duke offensive line. One of the things they're doing too is just watch them, the number of times they're using the cadence to their advantage, whether it's the clap or the cadence. You know, it's not been predictable for Duke offensively.
First and goal at the Tar Heel 10. Loftus to the end zone. Caught Jordan Moore and a Duke touchdown.
How about that drive by Grayson Loftus? How about the route by Jordan Moore just working inside? It's a run-pass option. You know, a lot of guys up into the line of scrimmage for North Carolina. Loftus kind of just takes the ball out of the belly of the back and does a good job firing a strike to Jordan Moore, who does a good job of winning.
Todd Polino now for the point. And the kick from Polino is good. So the Blue Devils, who had 33 yards on their first 2 drives, now cobble together 9 plays, 70 yards, and 621. And Grayson Loftus fires a touchdown pass to Jordan Moore. Well, stage not too big for Grayson Loftus, Tim. 4 for 4, 48 yards, and a touchdown to Jordan Moore in a critical drive. Duke's just their 4th touchdown last 12 quarters. That was a pretty big one there.
Yeah, it felt like a huge one. And Mike Elko's comment about, look, making that throw in the first quarter on 3rd down, I think he maybe had a feeling it would, you know, start to open up a little bit for him.
And Chapman bungled the kick return, but Carolina's going to get it at the 25-yard line. He signaled for the fair catch.
By rule, the ball becomes dead. North Carolina's ball at the dead ball spot. First down.
So fair catch it is.
All right, so it was a fair catch, but he didn't field it. But because it was a fair catch, the ball becomes dead at the spot that he dropped the football. And so even though he signaled for a fair catch, the ball is going to be placed on the 1-yard line because he dropped it. That is a huge mistake, especially coming off the heels of that impressive Duke drive offensively that ended up in a touchdown.
And now the Blue Devil pressure, which has been pretty consistent through Carolina's first 3 possessions. A touchdown on the opening drive, the 2 red zone field goal kicks. And here's May to work, looking to throw down the field and intercepted on the backside, Jalen Stinson. Stinson inside the 20 to the North Carolina 13. And Jalen Stinson just got his 3rd career interception and his 1st of the year.
And it was gift wrapped by Drake May. I'm not sure what he's looking at. Basically here's the route combination. He's got a tight end working over here. But then you've got Tez Walker, and then you've got an in cut. This in cut right here is where the football should go. And I don't know why he gets hung up on Tez Walker and throws into an absolute crowd of people. Maybe a little bit of pressure at him, but that can't be the decision when you're backed up.
Now can Loftus and the Blue Devils take advantage and get the lead off the interception? Here's Jordan Waters. And he will break the 10 and be pushed back. Giovanni Biggers playing in his final game at Kenan Stadium, the tackle.
And I think if you're Mike Elko here, and he's talked to us so much about controlling the game, I think you slow this thing way down now. Inside of 5 minutes before the half, you can still pick up a first down. I think they're going to try to do what they can to eat up as much clock as you can and still come away with a score.
Waters checks out all the way to the left. Now he'll move back here with Loftus. They'll hand the ball to the big back. He'll fire inside the 5, and it's 1st and goal Duke at the Carolina 3 as we come up on 4 minutes to play first half. Marcus Allen the tackle. Tim, Duke withstood the early flurry, but holding Carolina to a couple field goals now gives them a chance to take the lead.
Well, there's a moment there with the way Carolina was moving. You thought, wait, this game could get away from Duke just because they're not set up to get into a shootout. The next thing you know, got the ball on the 4-yard line, first down, and you're really running the football well.
Yep. First and goal. Here goes Waters, and a terrific play by Gainer. Amari Gainer came firing over the top from Duke's right side on this play.
Yeah, Amari Gainer does a good job. As soon as tight end blocks down, he's just going to run this down from behind. Watch this, tight end blocks down, he chases his hip and is able to get there. Waters. It's a good job by Gainer. And I think Duke is starting to milk this a little bit.
Yep. Wildcat with Moore. Jordan Moore to the left side. Carolina gets a stop there. So they plug in the former quarterback around the goal line. Javari Ritzie, you see number 5 there. Get off the stack. He was the first Tar Heel to the play, along with Stick Lane. So we saw the Wildcat with Moore, the former quarterback. And now here's Loftus, assuming, on my part, he's going to take third down and goal here.
Yeah, and I think that, again, working the clock a little bit here, going to run the football, force Carolina to take a timeout if you run the football on third down.
Mike Elko going to take the timeout first, though. Wow. How about the momentum shift we've seen here in the second quarter? Duke defensively holding Carolina to the 2 field goals in the red zone. We talked about they're number 1 in the ACC in red zone. And then Carolina makes the one mistake you can't make, Tim.
Can't make it. Well, I mean, really 2 mistakes. It's a dropped return on the fair catch, which places the ball at the 1-yard line. And, so many times because of the change in the rules with these kickoffs, guys relax. And instead, now you're pinned at the 1-yard line. And then inexplicably, Drake May just tries to force it, and now, yeah, I think the momentum swing is huge. And I would say this: if you're Duke, kicking a field goal on this drive is fine. As much as Mike Elko, wants to be aggressive in this game. Look, and I know there's a lot of time left, but in the half, but I don't think for him that you have to feel like you've got to take the lead with this possession.
Waters is with Loftus. They got 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Loftus will keep, and Duke has tied the game at 13.
And I love the play call by Kevin Johns. It is a read play, but they block the backside differently, and they're reading a different player. Watch the tackle Barton. He's going to come out here and block. And now you're reading this defender instead. And when you do that, it just cleans it up pretty clearly for the quarterback. Grayson Loftus able to walk in.
And now Duke has gone in front on the Polino kick. The Blue Devils lead the ACC in points off turnovers. They now have 67 on the year.
Yeah, and it starts because Drake May has a force backed up. Stinson, a great time to come up with his first interception, and then Loftus able to punch it in as Duke goes ahead.
Grayson Loftus has put Duke ahead. A couple of Blue Devil scores here late in the second. And Duke's gone in front by a point at 14-13. Carolina will have 3 timeouts, and this one is kind of skipped along the ground because the kicker fell down, Charlie Ham. And the Tar Heels will have the ball around their 27. Let's check in about halftime. Here's Kelsey Riggs.
Wes Durham, thanks so much. Hanging out with EMAC right now. The rest of the crew going to be with us in just a little while for the ACC Network halftime report. Talking about what we saw in a rivalry matchup earlier between Florida State and Miami. How about this one, Dylan?
Physicality, Duke running that football, but look out for this offense. They got a little bit of time.
Guys, we'll see you in just a couple minutes right here on the sideline at the half.
Thanks, Kelsey. Eric, appreciate it. Full day in the ACC. We got a full 2:02 to go before the half. And Carolina trying to run it with Amarian Hampton. He will get right at about 5 or 6 on first down, maybe 7 before Freeman makes the tackle. We go inside 2 minutes.
And because you have all of your timeouts, You don't need to be frantic with just inside 2 minutes.
Duke bringing pressure. May from the pocket and going to throw it away. Nesbitt was the guy in the neighborhood. Brandon Johnson, the safety, had him locked up around midfield. Tim, how'd they get the deep shot to Walker early, not able to fire one now, it feels like?
Well, early they had press coverage one-on-one with a safety in the middle of the field, and he's running outside the numbers. Now Duke playing with 2 high safeties, obviously trying to protect from a big shot down the field.
Here's Hampton sprinting through. He'll have the first down across the 40. Tar Heel 41 will be the line of scrimmage. Brandon Johnson again, the hit on Amarian Hampton.
And again, because of your timeouts, because it'll stop until it's reset on a first down, continuing to run it is Duke plays this 3-man front, not a bad idea.
May loads and throws for Walker, who makes a catch. Did he hold on? He did. Holy smokes. Joshua Pickett was there, and Drake May dropped another one in the bucket to Tez Walker.
Well, and Tez, this is just straight speed. Just takes off and runs right by Pickett. Pickett never turns back to locate the football. And Tez just does a great job of tracking it.
48 yards, they'll hand to Hampton going to the right. And inside the 10, Carolina still got all 3 timeouts. Clock rolls, 70 seconds to go, first half in Chapel Hill.
I think I probably would have used one of my timeouts right there on the first down run, especially with the ability to still get another first down.
Long look back over here to the sideline. Time running off for Carolina's second down play. Here's May. Duke bringing 5. Drake to his left, eludes one line, now set, shoots it end zone, out of bounds, incomplete. Pressure came from Wesley Williams, who has really had a nice finish to this regular season. 12 tackles, 3 for loss, and 1 sack in his last 3 coming in.
He just ripped Drake's shirt, nearly tackled him by ripping his shirt, and now this is 3rd down. Does not look like you're going to get a one-on-one to Tez. Nate McCollum may be the guy, although they're swapping him with Nesbitt.
Also got Copenhaver here to this near side. May looks that way, sets, and threw it from Nesbitt, who got taken out on the play by Chandler Rivers, the corner. Bryson Nesbitt came in already shaken up, not near 100%. Had a really good first half, but Carolina's going to have to kick their way back into the lead here in the closing half minute.
Listen, that's the 3rd time now that we've seen it, and it's a great job. We talk about the red zone defense. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, and they're doing a good job of just squeezing windows in the passing game in the red zone.
25-yard try for Noah Burnett. He's hit from 31 and 23 in this first half. And now Carolina's gone back in front with 23 seconds left on his 3rd field goal of this half. And Tim, got to give Duke some credit defensively. They've done a terrific job getting red zone stops, not allowing Carolina touchdowns. Don't forget, we got college basketball for you tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern. Well, we only got it's about a driver 9-iron to the Smith Center. Anish Shroff, Malcolm Huckabee will be there. Number 19, North Carolina hosts Lehigh. And then a triple header on the ladies' card with DePaul and Louisville, Davidson, Carolina, and Team USA is over in Durham to see Carol Lawson's Duke Blue Devils. All the hoops Sunday on the ACC Network.
Was that a shot at me, like a driver or a 9-iron? Like,
no, I said driver and 9-iron.
Driver for me, 9-iron for you? Is that what you were saying?
No, it's a little more than driver. It's a driver, and then you probably hit a 9-iron.
Okay, I thought you were taking a shot at my game. Listen, you know, one of the things about just the move at offensive coordinator for North Carolina, Chip Lindsey, knew this season they want to be better in the red zone. They wanted to run the football. They want to protect the quarterback. A couple of things that are happening so far tonight, not better in the red zone. And the quarterback's been under a little bit of pressure.
Sure has. And we knew Duke's defensive front, Tim, was good. And the Blue Devils have showcased it here in the first half.
You know what they have, and you know, typically when I'm preparing for Duke and watching them, it's their inside guys that have wreaked so much havoc. But now, looking at the outside guys, they're winning for them, and that's been a bit of an issue.
Yep. Feels like Wesley Williams just the latest guy from the edge to get pressure in that last possession. So Mike Elko's got one timeout and 23 seconds left. Stranger things have happened in the Duke Carolina football game. And Waters is going to be tackled, and that is Miles Murphy. And that might be that. And let's see if Mike Elko. Nope, that'll be it. Yep. And Carolina is going to start their walk toward the Kenan Center for halftime. And Mack Brown's team just went 66 yards in under 2 minutes, and Noah Burnett kicked them to the lead here at the half. And the coach is with Taylor Tannenbaum.
Coach, 4 trips to the red zone, just 1 touchdown. How would you evaluate your offensive performance in the first half?
Not good enough. We're moving the ball. We've got to get the red zone worked out. They're one of the best red zone defenses in the country. We're one of the best red zone offenses in the country, and they're doing better than we are. So they're changing up their coverages. We haven't done a good job there. I like the way we're moving it. A huge 3 points there to take the lead into halftime after we screwed up the kickoff and had the interception. We got to settle down and play. 2 good teams. Knew it was going to be a great game. Got a great second half ahead.
Defensively, what more do you want to see to keep Duke at bay in the second half?
We got to get some pressure on the passer. We've done a pretty good job against the run, even though they've scored it a couple of runs. And we've got to get a turnover. They got a turnover. That's the difference in them being closer right now and us not scoring in the red zone.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Stay tuned. Kelsey Riggs, E.J. Manuel, Eric McLean, Eddie Royal standing by with our ACC Network halftime report from Chapel Hill.
Rivalries you have to live with every year of your life and every day of your life. It's a tremendous amount of pride. That's victory. It is a victory bell.
Welcome you back to Chapel Hill on this Veterans Day Saturday. Number 24 North Carolina leads Duke 16-14 at halftime. Great to be with Tim Hasselbeck, Taylor Tannenbaum, and just a moment from our sidelines. We got to a good one here at the end. A lot of flurry in the last second quarter, and boy, red zone stops by Duke were critical.
Red zone stops and then getting a turnover. I mean, it's difference in the football game. You know, because North Carolina wasn't able to finish, it's a close football game now. And it took a 2-minute drive and a field goal to take the lead. And so I think that if you're Mike Elko, you've got to be thrilled that you weathered that initial storm and your freshman quarterback has settled down.
And the Blue Devils are going to get the ball at their 25 to start this second half. And here's a look at the chances and the missed ops. And let's check in with Taylor Tannenbaum.
Yeah, guys, I had a chance to catch up with Mike Elko just a few minutes ago, and he said he liked the way his offense finally caught rhythm there late in the first half. The goal going into the game was to run the ball well and to control possession. He felt like they did that. The message to his team in the locker room at halftime, 3 simple words: go get it, down 2 points heading into the second half, guys.
Grayson Loftus hands to Jordan Waters, and he's wrapped up after a yard or 2 by Giovanni Biggers. North Carolina is 29-4 since Mack Brown's return in 2019 when leading at the half. Tim, 2 of the 4 have happened this year. Virginia here and in Atlanta to Georgia Tech.
And I think one of the biggest issues is they haven't been able to stop the run late in football games.
Yep.
And especially against those 2 teams, see if they have it remedied.
Wildcat again. Here's Jordan Moore taking the snap. And straight ahead, the Blue Devils try and run it, but Desmond Evans is right there. So a little read option with the former quarterback turned wide receiver in Jordan Moore. And Duke's got third and the full 10.
And you wonder if they're they're reading it with Jordan Moore or if they're calling it just because of the ball handling issues, just the threat of the quarterback to keep it on a run.
Blue Devils were 3 of 5 on third down in the first half. The full 10 for Loftus. Long throw and offline for Calhoun. Now we got flags, 2 of them. 1 at the line of scrimmage and 1 here in front of the Tar Heel bench on the ball toward Calhoun. And Hickson, Tennessee's Jeff Flanagan is our referee tonight.
Two fouls on the play, 1 on each team. Holding, offense number 62. Pass interference, defense number 28. Those fouls will offset. We'll replay the down.
All right, so we'll rewind 3rd and 10.
But because it slows it down, Carolina can certainly get the defensive call in that they want. You would not be surprised to see Duke double cadence this to get a good picture.
Tar Heels bringing 4. Loftus in traffic, throws and overshoots Calhoun with Huzzy behind him. And I mean, there was a lot of fray in front of Grayson Loftus here. That'll be a 3 and out for the Blue Devils to start the half.
Well, the pocket just kind of squeezes. I believe it was Rucker who just is able to just walk the left tackle back into Barton, into Loftus's lap, and that's why it was an errant throw. And one of the things Carolina's doing, they're playing cover 1, meaning man-to-man coverage with 1 safety in the middle of the field. And so there are opportunities in the passing game, but you do have to protect up front.
Porter Wilson's punt toward Huzzy, fair catch called for and made at the Carolina 36. So Duke has started each half with a 3 and out, and that brings us to tonight's Food Lion Food for Thought. And Tim, this is Tez Walker.
You know, we know that he's big, we know that he's fast. I think the way that he tracks the football is kind of what I think makes him different than other guys that are also big and fast. Basically, he's gone 2 go routes tonight, and they've connected on both of them.
3 catches, almost 100 yards for Walker. Of course, he had a 146 and 11 catch game against Virginia with a touchdown. And there's Hampton scurrying through for 4. Nick Morris, the tackle for the Blue Devils. Walker's 6th game tonight. He's had 5 catches, 117, 2 touchdowns the last 2 games for Carolina. And there's Hampton again, just 4 more. It'll be 3rd and 2 here.
Freeman with the tackle. 3rd down.
Duke trying to lock down the run game here. 3rd and short. It's feels like a big play for the Blue Devils.
It certainly does, and especially if this ball ends up staying on the ground.
Play clock, May waiting patiently here. And now he's going to keep it, and Drake May lateraled it to Amarian Hampton, who gets the first down. We've seen him throw left-handed touchdown passes, and now we see him in a traffic jam, pitch it to Hampton.
A little chest pass in traffic. I learned it from his brother. Look, he got fooled on an RPO.
Here's May, had to get the center judge out of the way. Now eludes a lot of pressure to his right, and is going to take the loss and go out of bounds. The center judge almost disrupted this whole snap.
Listen, I think there was confusion about holding it for a substitution. And the center judge almost gets run over by Drake May dropping back. There's a lot that happened. The previous play, I think Drake gets fooled, ends up taking off, then makes like a Patrick Mahomes type play. Center judge almost gets run over, and then Drake inexplicably takes a sack rather than throwing the football away.
Loss of 3. Here's May going to run again. Freeman going to track him down. Terrific play by the Blue Devil linebacker.
This is what I mean about the previous play. Center judge, look at him. I mean, he comes in right here. I mean, he's in the pocket. And then as this thing gets strung out, like Drake needs to just go ahead and throw it away. Instead, runs out of bounds, takes a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and now they threw a couple more on the play by Freeman, so it's 3rd and 15. And a little shovel pass, and here goes Hampton trying to follow blocks, and he'll work his way inside the 40. Ryan Smith, who closed the Wake game with an interception, makes the stop for Mike Elko's team.
And the offense staying out there. The ball on the 39-yard line, kind of in no man's land.
ESPN Analytics says no go, but here's Carolina. May going to make the long throw. Walker the sliding catch. And it's going to be spotted at the 30, and that's enough for the first down.
And this is a really interesting spot, Wes, because this ball was thrown a little bit inside, and Tez Walker goes down to catch the football. And I think that Mike Elko's saying, you've got to look at this. See, the ball goes down. It all depends on when he possesses that football.
We're going to go to review on this, I believe. Jeff Flanagan toots the whistle. We step aside in Chapel Hill.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a first down.
So the catch for Walker as we rejoin you from Chapel Hill.
It's the right call. As you see, Tez Walker goes down. He catches that football, but I think there's reason to believe that ball is basically at the stripe of the 30-yard line, which is a first down.
Carolina with 2 tight ends, Morales and Copenhaver. Then through the formation, they're going to toss it, and this is Chapman, the speedy freshman, on the little flip pass from May. It's Doc Chapman, freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia, tackled by Wesley Williams after a 10-yard run, or pass, actually.
Yeah, it was a pass. Quarterbacks love those, Wes.
Yeah.
Don't cheat us on those.
Okay.
That's a completion and a first down, but a little wiggle to Chapman. Another guy that was certainly scripted for.
Tar Heel stay in his 2 tight look here. That's J.J. Jones, who had a nice catch in the first half. And now May thought about it to Copenhaver. Now going to shoot it in zone and offline for Walker. Now we get a flag thrown back in front of the Carolina bench at the 18. The throw to Walker. Brandon Johnson, the safety, was over there. But I think the flag had something to do with part of the play here at the line of scrimmage. We'll see.
Well, we have one in the corner and then one down in the line of scrimmage.
Goodness. And a busy Jeff Flanagan.
2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. An eligible receiver, downfield offense, number 63. Pass interference, defense, number 3. The fouls will offset. We'll replay the down.
Mike Elko he said earlier this week, one thing I learned about my first Duke Carolina game is the coach doesn't need to get a technical foul, which happened in the late stages a year ago at Wallace Wade. But he is in disbelief here. Now May looking to keep it. Boy, Duke just closes things down. Terrific play by Williams again. This redshirt freshman from Gainesville, Virginia. We told you he's had a strong last 3. He's having a terrific night tonight.
And just look at, Spencer Rolland, he just throws him out of the way. Rolland goes 315 pounds. You see Williams, kind of a lean, lanky player, certainly playing with a lot of power.
Here's May. This is Walker on an inside move. And he'll break the 15 to the 13. Rivers the tackle. Carolina in a hurry up here. 5 catches, 112 tonight for Walker. Here's the give inside, and Duke rallies there. Again, that defensive front. And that Blue Devil front, that time Jamion Franklin, and there's the D-line guy for Mike Elko, Jess Simpson. A terrific technician, tremendous high school coach in Georgia, Later worked at Miami in Mark Richt's administration, and he's done a marvelous job here in Durham.
Well, and the guys that he's coaching are having a huge impact on this football game. We just called Wesley Williams' name, and then it's Jamion Franklin, 309 pounds, but playing with a ton of quickness.
Carolina going for it here. Here's May, looking left, pumps, in trouble, steps, throws, caught! J.J. Jones! First and goal, Carolina on a Houdini move by Drake May.
So one of the things he's such a special prospect is because of plays like that. Just the amazing physical ability. He's just able to play with strength in the pocket.
Here's Nesbitt and thrown behind the line, and he'll take the loss. Freeman led the Duke tacklers with Johnson.
That's what I mean. You basically, Omarion Hampton gets run over in pass protection, but he's able to play through it. I mean, that looks like Josh Allen. And there's also just an awareness too. You think about a couple of the plays we've seen on 4th down, Wes, where because it's 4th down, he knows that he has to make a play, and he has the ability to do it.
Second and goal at the 9 after the loss on the throw to Nesbitt. Here's May shooting it end zone, and a diving attempt by Jones. Comes up empty. So Jones, the junior from Myrtle Beach, can't come up with it. Carolina's looking at 3rd and goal at the 9 again. 14th play of this drive that has chewed up a good bit of 3rd quarter clock.
This is pretty good ball location by Drake May. Tight coverage by Chandler Rivers, and Drake kind of put it on the only spot he could.
May again, long throw, looking far corner, Nesbitt there. And Brandon Johnson again in the coverage for the Blue Devils.
It's a really good job of coverage by Brandon Johnson. They're trying to get Nesbitt on the corner route. So basically you have under routes and then a corner. You're trying to bring that outside coverage to attract it to the underneath routes and run the corner route. But it's just a good job of playing outside by Brandon Johnson. And there was really nowhere for Nesbitt to go because he had outside leverage.
27-yard try for Burnett now to push the lead to 5. And the kick from Noah Burnett is good. It's his 4th field goal of the night. Another red zone stop by Duke.
Welcome back to Chapel Hill. This is the week we honor all of America's heroes, especially 2 here tonight. Jeremy Jacobs is the Associate Director for Sports Performance at Duke. He served in the U.S. Army in the 2nd Ranger Battalion. He served combat rotations to Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. On the North Carolina sideline, Charlton Warren is the co-defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach. He's an Air Force Academy alum, served 10 years in the Air Force, and was special ops after 9/11, flying drones in Iraq. Mac Brown says he's very upbeat and positive, but he is direct and hard on the kids, and they like it. When he speaks, they listen. So we're sending out a heartfelt thank you to all of our active military and veterans for your courage and commitment to our country.
Absolutely. Thank you, Taylor. Well, Charlton Warren now, both he and Jeremy have been involved in the real deal. And what Charlton Warren tell the team, in the military, you can't have a bad day.
It was interesting too, hearing the head coaches talk about their assistants and just the amount of respect the head coaches have for them, and clearly it falls all the way down through to the players. Pretty awesome.
Sure does. And now all of a sudden, Carolina with a 5-point lead on Burnett's 4th field goal of the night. And here's Grayson Loftus in his 2nd career start, trying to maybe go find that vibe Duke's offense had late 2nd quarter. And Jalen Coleman is the ball carrier, and he gets bottled up by Miles Murphy. And the Blue Devils without Riley Leonard here tonight for a 2nd straight game. And Grayson Loftus with the reins in his hands of Kevin John's offense, and trailing only 5 here. And it's been a clean ball game from the Blue Devil perspective.
It has. I think they've done a good job managing the situations for Loftus. where it hasn't been third and forever in being in the drop back game.
Gonna hand it. No, Loftus will keep that time and pick up maybe a yard or two. But what happens here is Duke leaves themselves third and long.
And I think, listen, you said it a second ago, because it's still a pretty close football game, would not be surprised to see Mike Elko be conservative here.
Tight ends have been quiet tonight. Hazley is on the field, but he's in a bunch at the bottom of the formation. Loftus looks, batted in the air, and that ball is live and recovered. Got knocked away by Kamen Rucker, and Kevin Hester has recovered it for the Tar Heels. Rucker, the butcher, forces the first Duke turnover of the night.
Kamen Rucker has gotten everybody's attention who he's faced this year because he plays with so much power. But this really is just a speed rush, a little rip inside. I do think that there's a chance that that ball is coming forward.
Oh, it's been ruled incomplete. So I never saw a signal from an official calling it incomplete. It played out and now was ruled incomplete.
Man, that is close.
And now they're going to have a look.
Holding on the field with a forward pass. The previous play is under further review.
So Jeff Flanagan gets us to the break. 5-point lead on review of Rucker's play. Okay, Tim, the call on the field's going to stand here, but let's go back to Kamen Rucker's effort.
Well, Kamen Rucker with a rip move gets to Loftus and then gets his hand on the football. And because they ruled this an incompletion and you get a bunch of looks, that look right there to me looks like it's a fumble. A couple of the other looks look like it maybe is slightly coming forward, and because they ruled it an incompletion, even though they're a little late doing that, I think that's why it stands, but certainly doesn't take away the effort by Rucker.
Porter Wilson, they're going to fake it. He's going to throw here to the near side. This is Terry Moore, and he'll have the first down. How about the converted running back, Terry Moore, catching a pass from Porter Wilson? And ran through a Cedric Gray tackle.
Wow, with the guts of the call. You know, Mike Elko certainly talked about having to steal a possession, but steals possession by getting the ball to Moore in the open field, and it's a good job of making a defender miss. Looks like a converted running back. And what a big call by Mike Elko in a big game. You know, he talked about players elevating. I mean, that's a coach elevating in the moment.
1st and 10, Jordan Waters spinning away, but right into the arms of Desmond Evans after 2 yards. So now we got Duke Carolina cooking here late in the third. Blue Devils have lost 3 of their last 5 after a 4-0 start. Coincided with the injury to Riley Leonard in the final stages of the Notre Dame game. Carolina's lost their last 2 ACC games. They did beat Campbell last week, and they go to Clemson, who, by the way, played pretty good today, next Saturday. And both still hold out hope for Charlotte. Jordan Moore in a Wildcat. Took a big lick. That was Stick Lane coming down the seam.
In the first time that we've seen basically the quarterback run in this Wildcat look by Jordan Moore, and watch Stick Lane, because he's just going to meet at the ball carrier here, and it's just really good playing downhill and getting Jordan Moore down, who's pretty dangerous with the ball in his hands. And you know, now a critical 3rd down, but manageable. And I think Calhoun seems to be the guy for me that seems been a little bit quiet, but they like to get him the ball in some of these situations.
Jaquez Moore in the backfield with Loftus. From the pocket, steps up, sacked. Miles Murphy. First sack of Loftus tonight by Carolina.
I mean, Miles Murphy just rushes with power on Jacob Monk, just able to push him back into Loftus's lap, and I thought there was a chance he had Calhoun right there. You see 5. Stick Lane is kind of working in that direction. It was going to have to happen quickly. And how about the defensive line for Carolina kind of taking over the game?
So after the fake punt, 3 more plays. Duke punts. Huzzy, the fair catch, taken at the 26. Well, don't forget ACC PM will be with us in Atlanta next Saturday for Syracuse, Georgia Tech. The Pac-Man will be there at 4 o'clock, right up maybe by the Tech Tower where he was a couple of weeks ago. Get you ready for all the Week 12 action and more. ACC PM on the road next Friday in the ATL right here on ACC Network. We'll be at Bobby Dodd next Saturday night under the lights for the orange and the jackets. That's Jordan Waters, by the way, in the Duke injury tent. Here's a little flip to Amarian Hampton around the corner. Freeman nudged him out after Carolina started at its 27 with this 5-point lead in the final 2 minutes of the third. And now we have a
timeout for an injured player.
We got to get Jamion Franklin off the field. He was down around the 31.
Fans don't like it, but that was a legitimate injury. Franklin trying to get himself off the field, but not able to get off the thick white stripe where the officials occupy.
Here is Hampton straight ahead, and Amarian Hampton into the Blue Devils secondary across midfield to the Duke 49. Little dead leg move here, Tim, in the hole.
Yeah, dead leg. Good job of hitting it up the hole, and then on Jalen Stinson trying to give it to him.
Here's May to his right, gonna heave it downfield. J.J. Jones can't come up with it, and there's a flag against Al Blades in coverage.
Pass interference, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, first down.
There's part of what Drake May does that make you think he's in the street telling you to run to the Buick and look for the ball.
That's why there's elements of how he plays that are a little bit like the stars that play in the NFL now, right? They're trying to work just a little dump off to the back, but he escapes. Next thing you know, heaves it 40 yards down the field. You get a pass interference penalty.
Here's May again. Long throw and offline for Tez Walker. Chandler Rivers in coverage for the Blue Devils.
I think one of the things about Drake is that you always have to defend the entire field.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him, big shots down the field, throwing the deep ball on a go route or a post. Then his ability as a runner or climbing in the pocket but seeing wide enough on the field to spit it out to the perimeter. And so I think that's one of the things why he's just so difficult.
Here's Hampton running on that tight end move side, and not a lot there. Dillon was the guy. And then a flag has come in here, and it felt like that Aeneas Peoples,
personal foul, face mask on the 36,
and Nick Morris,
10-yard penalty,
the linebacker, on a face mask call.
It feels a little bit as you see Morris. See up on the jersey, I didn't see it originally, but
see what we have here is Hampton. Has he got the left hand? We cannot see his left hand, but his left hand
seems to be on his jersey.
Wow. Carolina gets the benefit of one there, and here's May keeping it to his left. Got a block from Copenhagen inside the 10 and hurdles to the 5. Stinson is the Blue Devil safety that Drake May hurdled to make it first and goal.
Hey, for 2 years they've been saying, Drake, protect yourself. And I think Drake just said, this is the Duke Carolina game. I'm going over the top.
14-yard run straight away goes Hampton, and he gets to the 1. A look at Aaron May again.
I feel like we've seen him change his running style being more cognizant of protecting himself. But I think this is an element of just the magnitude of this football game and it just being a 5-point contest.
Terry Moore shaken up on the Hampton run. Duke's medical staff folks out to have a look at Hampton, or at Moore rather, for the Blue Devils. Omarion Hampton has 156 total yards of offense. He's got 135 on the ground. He's got 21 yards on 4 catches. He's got 14 more than Duke has of total offense tonight, Tim.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Drake May passing is 18 of 28 for 226. And he's carried it 8 times for 11 yards, and the most dramatic a moment ago. And they still look to Terry Moore, a guy who has been terrific in Duke's secondary here.
I believe they're looking at his right ankle, and you see he just kind of gets rolled up on there.
Yep. Morris, and it looks like, is that Rolland, I think? 75 that was involved in that.
Just big bodies. And
Mike Elko out to check in on the former running back.
It was interesting talking about the former running back, in his move to safety. Mike Elko thinks there's an NFL future for Terry Moore at safety. And, oftentimes when you get kids that are just really good football players throughout high school, they're running backs and linebackers, or running backs and safeties, or receivers and defensive backs. And they maybe have their mind set on something. And sometimes it takes a coach to identify maybe what their strengths are. And it feels like Mike Elko has done a good job of that with a lot of his players.
Good news for the Blue Devils. Moore is able to walk it off. And Coach Elko and Mack Brown sharing a smile in the heat of battle here with 2nd and 2 coming up on what might very well be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
I think that the smiles may change, or like Elko, if he can hold Carolina to 3, that smile will get bigger. And if Mack will finally see his offense punch one in, I think it'll be an authentic smile.
It's been a rugged fight from the 10 in, Tim. Duke's defense has only allowed that touchdown in the first drive tonight. Every other red zone's been converted by field goal. Here's Hampton trying to find it. No. Knocked down right away. And it looked like Carter was there and Morris for Duke. And that'll be the final play of the 3rd. Tell you what, look at this collision. This is what the game has been like. Reduced. Back after this. Well, you see Duke rallied in the 2nd quarter after trailing 10-0, but Carolina kicked the field goal late in the final 30 seconds to take the lead. And this game is potentially being decided inside the 10-yard line tonight when Carolina has the football, Tim. The red zone defense Duke has played tonight. And here's Carolina's 6th possession on 3rd and goal. And they're going to pitch it to Hampton. Is he going to score? He does. Omarion Hampton behind the blocking of Bryson Nesbitt in the end zone for the Tar Heels.
And that's a nice job of Chip Lindsey, offensive coordinator for North Carolina. With some of the struggles running it in between the tackles inside the 5. They fake the jet sweep to McCollum and then have a flip outside to get the big back Hampton on the perimeter, with Nesbitt doing a good job blocking on the perimeter.
7 plays, 73 yards, and 223. The Burnett point makes it a 26-14 lead now for Carolina. And Omarion Hampton has his 13th rushing score of the year. Well, our New York Life Drive recap tonight is not a drive that scores, but maybe more of the drive of Drake May tonight, Tim.
Well, the drive of never giving up on a play. A little chest pass to Hampton when he's in trouble. 4th down, just being strong in the pocket. just his ability to create. Heaves this one down the field. It gets pass interference, which obviously extends the drive. And then how about the drive in terms of the effort to sell out in a rivalry game? That means a lot to both sides.
Yep. Carolina trying to win for a 5th straight time against the Blue Devils, 7 of the last 10. And Drake Mays over 200 yards of passing. Does have the interception to Stinson that sparked a Blue Devil touchdown that gave Duke the lead before that field goal drive. So Samir Hagans, with Terry Moore injured, Hagans is deep to return the kick for the Blue Devils. Remember, Moore was averaging about 23 yards a return. And the kick from Liam Boyd, and there'll be no return for Hagans. And Duke is going to start from its 25. Don't forget, post-game, alive and well here in Chapel Hill, following our coverage of the Tar Heels and Blue Devils. Kelsey Riggs with E.J. Manuel, Eric McLean, and Eddie Royal on ACC Network. And our congratulations, Mark Richt, today in Athens at Sanford Stadium for his on-campus celebration of his upcoming induction into the National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame in early December in Vegas. Coach will be with us in Atlanta next week. Jaquez Moore now with Grayson Loftus, and Duke's got some work to do offensively here. And this is Moore picking up 5, almost 6 on first down before Ritzie the stop for Carolina. And we've got a Blue Devil lineman shaken up here. And Graham Barton, who's been struggling with knee pain here the last month, is down. Back after this. Well, Graham Barton was able to make it off the field under his own power, which is good news, but he went straight to the Duke medical tent. And you see the redshirt freshman from St. X in Cincinnati, Brian Parker, has come into line up now. He was part of that starting unit, but again, to their credit, Duke is shifting and shuffling guys around in that front 5. And here's Loftus, just his 3rd throw of the half, and Moore cannot track it down. Carolina had Armani Chapman in coverage, and Will Hardy helping over the top from safety. What a good-looking throw from Loftus.
Gosh, it was a great throw right to the hands of Jordan Moore. And it looks like Chapman maybe just there a hair early, but a good job of playing the eyes and then raking the arm of Jordan Moore. Kind of a bang-bang play. Goes in Carolina's favor.
Loftus has missed on 3 throws here in the second half, so he is now 4 for 10 tonight. Pressure coming. Flips it over the head of Jaquez Moore, incomplete. And had Moore caught it, Duke would have had a chance here.
I mean, Wes, it may score. There's a pressure, and they basically, watch, they're bringing all this pressure, and they're trying to leak Moore out. Because all this pressure is coming, after the block, he's going to leak out. And then there's nobody left. There's no one left. I mean, you're going to run for days. I mean, you probably have an angle on you, but it's going to be a 40-yard pickup.
So the Blue Devils, Tim, go 3 and out for a second time in 3 possessions here in the second half. Huzzy will signal for the fair catch shy of the 35. And Carolina leading by 12 early here in quarter 4. And Mike Elko, depth may be a problem here with some injuries, Taylor.
Yeah, guys, as Graham Barton went into the tent, Terry Moore Jr. finally came out. He was in there for about 10-15 minutes after he was escorted off the field. He came out wearing a boot on his right ankle. You can tell on his face he is visibly disappointed, so it looks like Moore Jr. will be done for the night.
All right, thank you. That's 2 guys, by the way, in the tent that are critical to Duke's success on either side of the ball. Jeremiah Lewis, by the way, into the game for Terry Moore. And here is Hampton, and he got wrapped up in the backfield by Aaron Hall. And it's not just the old heads like Dwayne Carter and R.J. Oben and Jamion Franklin for Duke. They got some young talent. Peoples is a senior. This Wesley Williams and Aaron Hall, Tim, they're real deals now.
This defensive line has been outstanding in this football game. I know Hampton's got over 100 yards. He's a really good back, but defensive line has caused some trouble.
Here's May trying to find some seam here. And, oh boy, Freeman hit him. Morris hit him. Going to the Carolina bench, and the partisans here at Chapel Hill didn't like the way that play finished.
I mean, he's in the field of play, obviously, when they both contact him. Now, you're not allowed to kind of finish it out of bounds, but probably the right no call.
What's a little gray area in a rivalry game? All right. 3rd down and 7.
It looks like one-on-one coverage to Drake May's right on Tez Walker without Blades versus press coverage. Now the safety fading that way.
Here's May. He's going to tee up Walker, who's on a go, and it is broken up by Blades. All he had to see was Lewis kind of lean back, right, Tim?
He did. I mean, one-on-one coverage. Look, you get isolated one-on-one coverage. You're going to take it, and it's just a straight go route. Blades does a decent job of kind of hand fighting. I think this ball is just, you know, barely underthrown, and because it's barely underthrown, Blades is able to recover and make a play on it.
First 3 and out of the night for Carolina, and first time tonight we see the Aussie Tom McGinnis punted away. And Jalen Calhoun, who averages just under 12 yards a return, only has 10 returns this year, waits. And McGinnis gets that away, but it's going to travel here to the 25. And look at Calhoun fight for 2 or 3 yards up the field on a 38-yard punt. But Al Blades swats away a big play attempt from the Tar Heels, who lead by 12. All right, Westopedia tonight. The last time Mack Brown lost to Duke was his 2nd year of his first time. Oh, there's the head ball coach. And that's Dave Brown to Clarkston Hines. Duke 41, North Carolina nothing. But you know why it's remembered most?
Oh, I do.
The scoreboard picture. That scoreboard wasn't there later, I can tell you that. How about that? And when I told you that story yesterday, you looked at me and said, about Spurrier? That's about right, huh?
All right, running it up.
Mack Brown lost his first 2 games against Duke, 88-89, has not lost since. And leads by 12 early in quarter 4. Duke from its 30, and Loftus has to look up top. Avoids the first rush, cannot get away from the second wave of Carolina Blue. Jabari Ritzie and Kamen Rucker causing havoc. Taylor.
Ritzie and Rucker able to get past left tackle Graham Barton there. He did come off the field with a knee injury, went into the tent, came right back out with that left knee tightly wrapped, and he's back out there at tackle, guys.
Ooh. Ready to go. Playing at the tackle spot, and you saw the note on Mel Kiper's draft board of Barton as a center. Here's Loftus trying to rip one, and does. And that is Nicky Dalmolin's 10th catch of the year. It's been an injury-plagued senior campaign for Dalmolin. First completion of the second half for Loftus. Duke to the line and rolling. Loftus again, back across. This is Dalmolin on back-to-back grabs, and Gray will take him down at the Tar Heel 47 with Eccles.
Look at, watch Graham Barton. He's back in the game. We saw him. It's over here on the left side of the screen. Just does an excellent job. Very next play, same thing. You just see why such a big part of this, you know, the success that this team has had, and looked ugly when it happened. It's good to see him back out there, able to compete.
Senior from Brentwood, Tennessee, just south of Nashville, has had a terrific career for the Blue Devils, playing all along the offensive line. And that cross-training team, you hear coaches talk about it, you're seeing it tonight with Duke.
Well, and it, you know, it makes you valuable to have a versatile offensive lineman that can play multiple positions.
Second down, Loftus has hit 3 in a row here. Last one to Calhoun, and here's Jordan Waters, and Duke's got a first down. 36-yard line will be the next snap after Power Eccles tackle.
You know, one of the things I appreciate about the way Mike Elko manages a game is, and some of it has to do with the fact that he's got a young quarterback, but you know, you're obviously down 12. but there hasn't been any panic of, hey, we've got to totally abandon the run game. We're going to just, drop back and throw it. I think there is just a natural patience with how he deals with a game and even being down 2 scores.
That's Hagens in orbit. Here's Loftus now down the seam. That's Calhoun on the cross. Knocked out of bounds inside the 15 at the 13 by Chapman is Jalen Calhoun.
And when you don't abandon the run, you can then, on a run down, have hard play action, work a post deep cross combination, and get your best wide receiver open on the deep cross.
23-yard throw by Loftus there. Longest play of the night for Duke. And a 1st and 10 at the Carolina 13. Under 10 to go now in this 110th meeting. Waters here to the near side. A stiff arm at the 5 and a touchdown for Duke. Jordan Waters into the end zone for the 11th time this year.
This is an impressive run because you have an unblocked defender, Giovanni Biggers, at the line of scrimmage, but it's Jordan Waters' ability to give a stiff arm and then just win with speed to the pylon.
7 plays, 70 yards, and 3:15. Here's Polino. He'll kick for the point. And we're back to a 5-point game. Jalen Calhoun set it up with this great grab here.
Good catch, nice read and throw by Loftus, and then it's Jordan Waters with the stiff arm and then the speed. The Tar Heels, Duke battling back.
Well, North Carolina holding to a 5-point lead. Jordan Waters is in the end zone. You see the details of his night. And he and Amarian Hampton, we thought they might have a nice little showdown, and we're getting it, Tim. And an onside kick by Duke, and the Blue Devils have it. Oh, my goodness. Kylan Walker, or is it Peyton Jones? It is Peyton Jones, the backup at running back. How about that? Charlie Ham delivered the goods on the kick.
Mike Elko talked about stealing possessions, and just do a good job of finding a little dead spot there. Martin Morales is trying to come up to field that football, and he's just not able to field it with all of the traffic there. See Morales, I believe he's the first one to touch the football. That's just a really good kick. And a good job of coverage. A good job of scouting as well, finding that kind of void.
Morales, of course, who fielded the onside kick a year ago in Boone and ran for the touchdown in that wild Appalachian State game at Kid Brewer. Meanwhile, Charlie Ham's the hero of the moment for Duke, the kicker. 2 big special teams plays.
Please reset the game clock to 9 minutes and 40 seconds, please. 9:40.
Think about it.
1 second should have come off the clock.
The onside kick, and then, Tim, the play in the first half where Carolina misjudged the fair catch and so forth.
Yeah, special
and
teams.
The fake punt
and
for
the fake
Duke.
Punt. There's obviously the fake punt. That drive kind of fizzled out, but certainly special teams going in Duke's favor.
Here's Loftus, who's 4 of 6 on the touchdown drive, handing to Coleman. And Duke will start on the ground, picking up 3 before Don Chapman makes the tackle. And Duke is shuffling guys in and out of the offensive line. Justin Pickett has just come in. Scott Elliott goes out. They move offensive linemen in and out of the game like most teams move skill guys. Loftus ready. And the give again is Coleman, and Jalen Coleman to the 46.
And I think because you know the surprise onside kick, you don't get it on third down here, you're going for it, right? I mean, you're in plus territory. 8 minutes left in the game, you're down 5. Like, I think if you're willing to do that, you're probably willing to go for it on fourth down.
Duke Smith's their last 5 third down tries. Calhoun in the orbit. Loftus to Coleman. Tries to bend it right. First down and more. Inside the 40 and finally taken down at the 36 by Don Chapman. And Mike Elko's team playing with a lot of momentum and confidence.
Yeah, and look at this motion here. They kind of run this boomerang motion. It kind of gets Huzzy out of sorts, and then Carolina responds to kind of cover for Huzzy, and it left a gap open in the run game.
Smart play call, Tim.
It was a good job on third. You mentioned some of the struggles on third down. Good call there on third down, and now starting to threaten.
Here's Waters in the backfield now with Loftus. Snap low, Loftus gathers, wants to take it for Calhoun, and it is overthrown. Huzzy actually was the closest guy to the football. Partisans at Keenum want pass interference on Calhoun against Jalen Huzzy.
Well, and they probably have a case. Now there's holding on Duke, but Calhoun turns into the DB and he just tackles Huzzy.
Offense number 62. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So the hold on Barton.
All right, so here's Barton out here working on Evans. It's kind of a good move, and then he kind of gets the hold, and then that's the tackle of sorts.
Jaquez Moore back in the game after the holding call. You see first and 20. 5th penalty of the night on the Blue Devils. Loftus going to take the deep shot downfield, incomplete, and walled off with Mekhi Wall.
Mekhi Wall with just 1 catch for 2 yards on the season.
Yep.
They're throwing it down the field to him, and walled off is the right term. Obviously some pressure, and then Huzzy, just a good natural football player, good instincts. It's a good job of walling him off to the sideline, forcing him to run out of room.
Halfway home in the 4th. 2nd and 20 for Duke. Loftus again across the middle. Calhoun got half of it back and a little more, but took a big lick from Chapman on the back end of that deal.
Chapman with a big hit, and Calhoun coming inside with a lot of courage. Good accurate throw once again by Loftus, keeping it in the body of the receiver, which certainly helps you coming across the middle. And looks like I said last time, Wes, I do think probably try to get some of it back, not necessarily all of it here on third down, to go for it potentially on 4th.
8 to go for the first down. Loftus again. Sharp throw, caught Calhoun falling down near the first down stick at the 26-yard line.
And I think he's going to be just shy. I think it's going to be 4th and less than a yard.
Here comes Hazley, the tight end, into the ball game. Samir Hagans comes in the ball game. Don Mullins already on the field. ESPN Analytics. It's a green light for Duke.
I think it's got Jordan Waters' name written all over it. Maybe a quarterback read if the defense collapses in on him.
It is Waters, and it is a first down. Tumbles to the 23.
Does such a good job of sifting through there, doesn't he, on a 4th down play. You want to hit it with some momentum. It's 4th down, you know you need a yard, but a little bit of patience there as well.
Tar Heel is shaken up. It's Kaman Rucker. We'll take a break in Chapel Hill. Well, here we are in Chapel Hill on a beautiful Saturday night. Our ACC Network primetime is the 110th meeting of Duke and Carolina. The battle for the victory bell is in full effect now. It's a 5-point lead for Drake May and the Tar Heels. But Duke, after a successful onside kick, has got the ball 1st and 10 at Carolina's 23, and there's what they're playing for tonight, Tim. A railroad bell from the 1940s that right now feels like a hope diamond to either team. Loftus with Jordan Waters on 1st and 10. And it is Waters circling here to the near side, and he gives Duke the lead.
Armani Chapman just loses contain. Similar to the last touchdown from Jordan Waters, where he's able to get outside Giovanni Biggers after the stiff arm. Didn't even need the stiff arm here. Just good vision by Waters. Duke's going to end up going for 2.
8 plays, 54 yards in 4:20. And that's the difference between the 2 Duke touchdowns from Jordan Waters that has brought the Blue Devils and put them back in front, their longest run of the day, and now trying to make it a 3-point difference. 2-point try for Loftus and Duke. He'll throw, caught Calhoun, 2 points for Duke. It's a 3-point game. What a 15-play stretch for Duke, Tim.
Really remarkable. Obviously, a lot of it Jordan Waters, but how about the route design on the 2-point play as well to give you a little bit of room. That's what I mean, you get to the touchdown. Here's Chapman right here. Waters is just going to do this and then bounce it outside. They just lose contain. It's a push crack, meaning Calhoun, the receiver 5, is going to push up the field and then crack an inside defender. It's Biggers there. The replace has to come from the corner. It's Chapman, and he just takes a really poor angle. So Barton should be excited about it. He battles himself back into this football game. And then how about the route combination? It's working Calhoun on a bit of an arrow route. Starts inside, snaps it back out, and wow.
Here we are. So Duke with the 3-point lead. North Carolina in their last 5 games has allowed 58 fourth-quarter points after allowing just 3 in their first 5. And the Tar Heels, who led double figures against Virginia and Georgia Tech, now find themselves playing from behind again here in the 4th at home in Chapel Hill, as they did against the Cavaliers. And granted, now Louisville, if they win at Miami, they're going to play Florida State in Charlotte. But if Louisville stumbles, the winner of this game is part of that inside track, Tim.
Well, listen, you're sitting at this point, you know, and you're Carolina and you've won 7 games. Like, there's a pretty good chance still in the mix with a lot of football left. And look, Duke as well, sitting here with 6 wins.
Quick throw, Hampton, and he cannot break away from Stinson. Terrific play by Jalen Stinson. Takes Carolina down for a 3-yard loss on 1st down.
Yeah, Stinson out of the middle of the field comes flying to Omarion Hampton and beats the block of Nesbitt. They lose a couple yards.
Snap to May. Going to take a deep shot for Walker. Tez there. It's caught. In Duke territory goes Tez Walker again with Al Blades defending.
Tez Walker just has so much speed. He can stack the defender when he runs a go route. And then that was a really nice job of Drake May, taking some air off of it and shooting it, kind of driving the ball to Tez Walker.
43 yards in the throw, and now
rolling on the field, catch, inbounds. The previous play is under further review.
Wow, okay. So Tez Walker looking as if, really?
Just at the point of the reception, I didn't think it was an issue at all once he caught the football. Maybe going back a little bit further to figure out.
He's had catches of 43, 48, and 43 tonight.
Here's at the bottom of the screen. He's got press man coverage. It's Bale. Montez just used his speed to run by Al Blades.
Never went out of bounds, did he?
I mean,
on the route early on?
And that's good on Sundays. I mean, you just look at this here. It's catch 1, 2, 3.
But did he get knocked out in the first 7 yards when he got edged toward the sideline?
I know. I mean, well, if he got pushed out initially, he's reestablished.
That's
if he
correct.
was pushed out.
Right.
It was Bale coverage, so he really wasn't contacted. I don't know why he would have run himself out of bounds.
Unless they have an angle we don't have, right? So.
Or unless he brings himself out of bounds, but that would be a weird thing to do. Really, as a receiver, you're trying to hold a line to leave your quarterback room to throw the football. You see Tez here, because Al Blades is bailing, he just runs. I mean, he's in bounds here. That left foot's on the hash mark.
That's in bounds, it looks like. And that one's in bounds.
Yeah, he's in bounds.
Okay. So everything we've seen so far looks like a catch.
There's no question once the ball gets to him that he's in bounds. I think the question may end up being...
After further review, the receiver did not step out of bounds, made the catch, first down.
I think that's exactly what they're looking at, Wes. They're going back to the beginning saying, did he just go run himself out of bounds? And listen, I think it's fair to look at it. It was close enough, I guess, to take a peek at it on such a big play.
He's got 6 for 155, 4 shy of his career high. 1st and 10 in Duke territory for May and the Tar Heels. Drake wants to sail it again to the end zone. It is incomplete. Brandon Johnson raked it out on a ball for Walker.
I'll tell you.
This is some kind of play here.
Yeah, well, and it's also, it's obviously, you know, the connection. But Drake gets flushed outside the pocket. He sees Tez kind of take the top off the defense. And that's a really good throw, and probably a ball that May wishes Walker was able to come down with, because that was right to his left hand. A pretty good effort there.
They're going to give it to Hampton on 2nd and the full 10, and Amarian will get 5 before the whistle blows, or the better part of 5. So it'll be 3rd down and 5.5. And Amarian Hampton has got 141 yards tonight on 25 carries. And Walker comes back on the field here.
Yeah, I think with this being an incomplete pass, you're talking about a 48-yard field goal. I think his ball stays on the ground.
It's a 3-point game, inside of 4 to go. Duke brings 4. May slips up. Working to the far side, he will dive and have the first down. Right at the 25-yard line, Trey Freeman was able to trip him up.
I think Drake was originally looking to get to Tez Walker on a slant. For some reason, he didn't like it. But there's no hesitation. See how quickly he processed it and took off and run? That's a really nice play, picking up the first down.
1st and 10. Pressure coming again. May is going to sail it toward the end zone. There's a flag thrown on a ball again for Walker. I'm not sure he was throwing it to Walker, trying just to throw it away, but nonetheless, a flag has come out. There were 2 Blue Devil defenders.
Holding defense number 0. Finish 10 yards. Carries an automatic first down.
It was on Chandler Rivers. He and Jeremiah Lewis were both back there for Elko's team.
Well, and, you know, Drake does a great job of escaping, and when he escapes, and I think the hold was earlier, once Tez saw his quarterback in trouble, took off to kind of work for his quarterback, and at that point, you know, grabs the receiver. It's one of the reasons why a quarterback that can buy a little bit of time and escape create so many problems.
1st and 10 again. Quick throw, and Nate McCollum is the receiver, and Duke has got everybody there. Johnson led the charge. My heavens.
I think that's an RPO and a bad decision by Drake. I think it's a
Wesley Williams, I think, was there too. And Williams is shaken up on the play. And I don't know that this is a cramp or. But nonetheless, we get a stoppage of play here under 3 minutes to go, and a loss of 4 on the catch by McCollum. Mike Elko is going to use the visit to check on his football player to litigate for his team with Jeff Flanagan. Well, Mike Elko tonight. Here tonight in year 2, trying to win this Victory Bell game for the first time. And our Bojangles Big Bow moment comes from Elko's gambles.
Oh, I mean, just a little dead spot. The return for the return team for Carolina, and then it leads to the Jordan Waters touchdown. He's just able to bounce it outside. And hasn't it felt like a couple times that Carolina was just pulling away?
Yep.
But, you know, whether it was, you know, the onside kick or whether it was
a couple of 4th down conversions,
just kind of how you've managed it. I think that you've done a good job helping those football teams stay in this game. They've obviously taken the lead and put a little pressure at least on Carolina. I mean, you just look at the yardage. I mean, it's kind of like the quarterback graphic we had at the top of the show. I mean, obviously a much more accomplished quarterback in Drake May, but certainly have fought to stay in this game.
2nd and 14, shovel pass. Hampton dropped it. Incomplete. Now there was traffic there defensively for the Blue Devils, but Amarian Hampton, typically sure-handed, not there.
He just drops this, and it's hard to tell how that was going to be blocked because it seemed like R.J. Obin had a pretty good chance to make that play. And now if you're Drake May, you've got to be pretty careful here. 3rd and forever, but you are in field goal range.
Yep. May going to throw. Pump from the pocket, shoots it for the end zone, and it is caught. Is it intercepted or is it caught by Nesbitt? Nesbitt's in a scramble inside the 5. Officials are discussing again, and it is intercepted. The Blue Devils' Joshua Pickett. He got up with the football. Now they're talking. Jeff Flanagan, a discussion with his crew.
I think that Nesbitt originally caught this football.
There's a catch.
Oh! How about this?
Mike Elko is going to lose his mind here. And Carolina's going to hurry up and try to run a play.
What a catch by Bryson Nesbitt. And Mike Elko cannot believe it. He thought Joshua Pickett had grabbed his 2nd interception of the year.
And I don't know how they're not buzzing down to look at this.
Here's the snap. The give is to Hampton, and he's tackled for no gain.
I have no idea why they didn't look at that. That play, we're replaying Tez Walker stepping out of bounds. I don't know how replay doesn't look at that, especially when that ball looks like it's moving. I think that Nesbitt catches it, but I'm not sure he still has it when he hits the ground, Wes.
Rivers.
And that doesn't get replayed.
Yeah. Here's May again, throwing to the end zone. Copenhaver with a flag down. There's a flag down on the potential touchdown to John Copenhaver. Here's Jeff Flanagan with the call.
Offense from the 53, the 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
To your point, Tim, it looks like Chandler Rivers has a chance at pulling the ball away from Nesbitt as he makes the catch.
And I think the ball is starting to move a little bit. And so I don't know why we didn't stop and look at it. I don't know how it's reviewed that quickly.
And Carolina got their second penalty of the game, so now 2nd and goal at the 15. Under 2 to go now. Both schools still with 3 timeouts. May to throw. Shot to the end zone for Nesbitt again. He caught it. Their flag's down. It's a touchdown for Bryson Nesbitt. Carolina has taken the lead.
Defense number 3. Here is the climb. Off the play for touchdown.
Not sure he's going to play to game winner.
He said it watching him warm up. Wasn't sure if he's going to be able to go or how effective he'd be. Well, how about this catch? What a grab, and how about the one earlier on 3rd and long? It's an amazing throw, amazing catch, an amazing response by Drake Maye.
Maye throws his first touchdown pass of the night. Burnett's point is critical because it makes it a 4-point game with 1:55 to go. 60th career touchdown pass for Drake Maye. But Tim, the discussion point in this game is going to be this throw to Nesbitt inside the 5.
It's really a great throw, fitting it in there. It's a catch originally by Nesbitt. But that ball looks like it is moving as Chandler Rivers is pulling it out of Nesbitt's hand. So before Nesbitt's backside hits the ground, is that ball possessed by Nesbitt? And look, there might not be enough to overturn that it's not a completion because they ruled it that way on the field. But we saw that Nesbitt did not come out of that scrum.
The Pickett came away with it from
with
the
football.
Yep.
Correct. Like that ball's moving, I feel like, the entire time. Now listen, is there enough to overturn it? I'm not sure. But I certainly think it deserved a long, hard look.
Carolina back in front, and now by 4 on the 10-play drive that ends in the Maye touchdown to Nesbitt. And with Terry Moore shaken up, Stinson is deep to take the kick of Liam Boyd, and there will not be a return. So Grayson Loftus, in his 2nd career start, will have 3 timeouts in just under 2 minutes in another incredible night in the Duke-Carolina football rivalry. Jalen Coleman starts with Loftus off the Blue Devil 25. Empty set, 4-man rush. Carolina. Loftus throws and off the hands of Samir Hagans. Incomplete. And the Tar Heels make some changes. Here comes Amari Gaynor. Here comes Tamari Fox in their defensive package.
I actually think that this is the strength for Carolina. Get those pass rushers out there and, you know, let them pin their ears back in these known passing situations. I think, you know, it's obviously, you know, a defense that struggled to stop the run, but in this environment, I think they're at their best.
Carolina bringing the house. Loftus cuts it loose and off the hands of Jordan Moore. 3rd down and 10. Marcus Allen, the principal defender for the Tar Heels.
I'm somewhat surprised that Carolina's playing that aggressively with their corners, that they're not playing a little softer. You know, up and press man, you know, you went on a single go route. could turn the outcome of this game.
Loftus, Moore, first down Duke at the 36. Nice catch in traffic against Allen. 100 seconds left to go. Here's Loftus with time now to his right. Gonna dump it down the field and falling out of bounds. Blue Devils make the catch. And that was Coleman. Mike Elko's got 3 timeouts. It's a 4-point game.
That's the key, Wes. Having the timeouts, there's no area of the field that you have to be worried about attacking. And while I don't think we'll see a run, it's really not out of the realm of possibilities that you might try to hit one.
Barton moved early. Now, it looked like Javari Ritzie. Was he playing? Or Rucker, I'm sorry, it's Kamen Rucker, 25 on the end here. So Jeff Flanagan's crew huddles.
Offside. Defense, number 25. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down. Clock will start on the snap.
Now Rucker getting ready right here. His little flinch comes before Barton's. It's actually a smart play by Barton. I think he saw it and reacted to it.
Yeah. Waters now into the game with Loftus. He's had 2 huge runs for touchdowns here in the 4th. Straight ahead Waters. First down and more. Hurdles a man at the 35. Duke at Carolina's 33 now with 1:21 to play.
It's just a great effort. This is what I mean about just kind of popping a run, hitting it, because you're in a situation where you can call some timeouts, but the defensive line is rushing the passer, and because of a Carolina injury on the play, Duke doesn't have to use one of their timeouts.
Tamari Fox being checked out with 1:21 to go in a 4-point game. A year ago, Carolina had to drive the field. May threw to Antoine Green to win it for Carolina in the last seconds at Wallace Wade. And Duke may have that very chance here tonight. And of course, the Blue Devils have the football, and the play by Chandler Rivers on Bryson Nesbitt with Joshua Pickett over there can now just be pushed down the line here a little bit. Carolina was able to score on the Nesbitt touchdown, and now Duke. And the 4-point difference means in order to win this, the Blue Devils have to have a touchdown. Some kind of ball game tonight, huh?
I mean,
Waters again. Into the stack, rolls around to the 30. Gain of 3. Don Chapman the tackle. Clock works toward a minute to go. Elko with all 3 timeouts. Likewise for Mack Brown. Snap to Loftus. Carolina only brings 3. Loftus and trying to throw it. It's caught Moore, but he was out of bounds at the 13. Covered over there by Marcus Allen.
for me, it's Calhoun is the guy you got to try to get the football to if you're Duke this third down. Let him work the middle of the field. I feel like that's where Loftus kind of had the most success in terms of seeing it, delivering accurate throws. Going to have a trip set to the bottom of the screen with the inside-most player being Calhoun.
Jalen Coleman in the backfield. Carolina bringing pressure. Loftus throws, batted away. Tar Heels got a hand in it. It looked like, was that DJ Jones or Elijah Huzzy? Huzzy, 28, got the hand in the throwing lane. Yep.
And it looked like Huzzy kind of came off of Calhoun fell in front of Hagans. Bad route distribution for Duke. 2 players in the same area. Now a have-to-have-it situation here on 4th and 7.
Dalmolin, the tight end, has gone to the boundary side, and now Mack Brown's called a timeout. Came all the way down to the end line to our left.
Timeout.
To get this call.
North Carolina. First, charge timeout. Timeout would be 30 seconds.
I'm going to tell you what I would do right now if I'm Mack Brown. I would want to play drop 8. You've got a young quarterback that has been told kind of all week, we don't want negative plays. We don't want negative plays. Stay on schedule. But now you find yourself in this weird environment where it's 4th and 7. And so if you rush through, you want to hold the ball as long as you can and try to find a window.
Right.
I think it's just a way to have a young quarterback in a situation like this and fool him, trick him, and create tight, small windows because you've got so many guys in coverage. And so, and on top of that, if you end up rushing Evans, Murphy, and Rucker, there's still a decent chance you can end up getting home.
Yeah. Well, and again, you've said this, Calhoun's your best option, but you've also found some room in the run game tonight too, Tim, here in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, you have, and I don't think you can risk, trying to pop a run in this environment. But I'd be surprised if Carolina comes after Duke. I would play coverage.
So here is 4th and 7. Tar Heels crowding that box. Coleman in the backfield. Snap, pressure coming. Loftus throws, looking end zone. It's caught. Jordan Moore.
That's why you don't do it. It's why you don't do it. All out blitz.
Duke has taken the lead with 41 seconds left to go in the ball game.
All-out pressure on 4th and 7. It clears it up for the quarterback. You see all-out pressure. It's catch and throw. There's no decision that needs to be made. You're not reading the coverage. You just see it. It's catch and throw.
Polino now to make it a 3-point game. And the kick is good. Jordan Moore.
This is what I mean. These are the safety players. They're coming in. So just take a look at this. Man, 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 man. Nobody else. All the quarterback has to do is identify the matchup he wants. It's a little stutter, go to the top, and it's catch and throw. That's what I mean about not having to read a defense. It takes the decision out of it for you. I'm shocked that they decided to come after him.
And Jordan Moore responds with his 5th touchdown catch of the year. And Grayson Loftus, how about you, young man? How about you? In some ways, the night of the young quarterback from Gaffney, South Carolina mirrors his head coach, doesn't it? Just keeps scrapping and fighting and trying to find a way. And now with 41 seconds left, Duke, who's got 209 4th quarter yards of offense, has taken the lead.
Now listen, 2 timeouts in 41 seconds for Drake May to get into field goal range is not crazy.
There'll be no return. Carolina will go from its 25. Don't forget, stay tuned after the ball game. Full coverage of Week 11 in the ACC. Live interviews and analysis from here in Chapel Hill on ACC Huddle. Everybody's bundled up and ready to go into the night across the way. My goodness, what a game this has been. And now, in what is possibly his last appearance in Kenan Stadium, Drake May is 75 yards away from a touchdown or moving Carolina in position to kick a field goal. Here's May. up in the pocket and throws for the far sideline. And now a flag comes in on a ball intended for Bryson Nesbitt. Stops the clock with 35 seconds left. Mack Brown has 2 timeouts.
Pass interference, defense number 3. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Brandon Johnson guilty for the Blue Devils. So Carolina the ball, 38-yard line. 35 seconds and 2 timeouts for the Tar Heels. May cuts it loose, and he got hit as he let it go. And McCollum and Walker were the 2 Tar Heels on the throw line here.
Once again, R.J. Obin with a decent little spin move back inside, and then it's Peebles who did a good job of just kind of collapsing the pocket. Gets a piece of May, which forces the inaccurate throw.
Duke only rushes 3. Here's May to his right. He'll throw. It is caught short of the first down, and banged out of bounds was Hampton by Rivers and Stinson. So 22 seconds left.
I think the big thing here is, you want chunk plays, but you got to pick up the first down.
Here's May on 3rd down. Loops it for Hampton. First down for Carolina to the 46 of Duke. Mack Brown a timeout. Stops the clock with 16 seconds left. So now in plus territory, the line would be about the 31 for Todd Polino, because that would be his season long, his 48 at Pitt. Or Noah Burnett, by the way. I said Todd Polino, that's Duke's kicker, who's obviously won the weight game. But Noah Burnett made a 48 against Pitt, a 43-yarder last week here against Campbell.
Now, this is a good timeout by Mack Brown here as well. Obviously, ball in bounds, but they did pick up the first down, but calling a timeout. You got tired receivers in this environment, who've been running down the field. Let them catch their breath. You're also preserving that last timeout because you don't want to have to run out onto the field in a Mayday situation to try to kick the game-tying field goal. That being said, everything is still at your disposal in terms of working the middle of the field. Would you prefer the sideline? Certainly, but you can throw to the middle of the field. Shallow cross it does.
There it is. Walker crossing the field at the 40 and gets out of bounds at the 38. Chandler Rivers tripped him up. Tim, 9 seconds left. How many snaps you got before you got to worry about the field goal?
Well, listen, you have 2 more plays for sure, as long as you don't run around and waste a bunch of time. So you've got to play on time. This could also be, a surrender situation from the standpoint of catch the football and declare yourself down. So you could then call the timeout if it's in the middle of the field.
Here's May, quick shot, Nesbitt the catch.
You gotta go down, gotta go down,
He
gotta go
goes down. There's the timeout call. Mack Brown, 3 seconds left. Carolina calls their second timeout. So their second timeout of the drive, 3rd overall, out of timeouts. Now Burnett's got a kick for the tie.
Yeah, that's why you don't want Nesbitt fighting for that extra yardage. You want him to go down so that you can call your timeout. Eventually he does. It's a pretty well-orchestrated drive by Drake May.
Going to be right in the neighborhood of 43 yards for Noah Burnett to tie the game and send it to overtime. Mike Elko's got timeouts now. He's got a whole pocket full of them, and he's getting ready to start using them. And the first one getting ready to be called here in just a second. It is 42, just inside the 43-yard mark. There's the timeout called for by Coach Elko. That's number 1. How many? I don't know. But Noah Burnett is kicking to the same end of the field where a year ago against NC State in the final game, he missed a field goal that would have kept that game alive. And now in his final home game at Kenan Stadium, because he was announced on senior day before the game, this young man from over in Raleigh is trying to send Duke and Carolina to overtime for the second time in series history. So here is Burnett. To get it to overtime, or Duke will win. Kick is away, and it is good. And Duke Carolina is going to overtime in Chapel Hill, just inside the right upright. Burnett locks us up at 36 at the end of regulation. What's a little free football on a Saturday night in Chapel Hill? We'll have it for you next, because that's where we're going. 36 all. Back after this. We go to overtime in Chapel Hill. Quick look. Carolina won the toss. They're playing defense. Here's Grayson Loftus and Duke. And Jalen Coleman going to flip it back to Moore on the reverse. Is he going to throw? He was looking to throw, and instead, Don Chapman and Gio Biggers wrap him up. So Duke gives back a few yards on the first play. Looked like they were trying to find something toward Calhoun in the end zone.
Yeah, and it was Elijah Huzzy who did an excellent job of diagnosing it, and he stayed with Calhoun. Otherwise, could have been a first play of overtime touchdown by Duke.
There's Rucker lurking now on 2nd and 14. Loftus wants to get rid of it quick, shoots it to Coleman, and an open field tackle by Cedric Gray. Wow. Pretty good play by the linebacker.
Listen, it's a great play by the linebacker because he gets out there and he's got to make the tackle. And I think you got to be really careful here with the young quarterback. 3rd and 13. You don't need to get all of it. I mean, you may feel like you do, but you don't need to. You hope that he has that knowledge in his head, because he's got the ability to obviously still kick a field goal in this first overtime.
3rd down and 14. And they're going to run it with Coleman to the far side, and a flag goes down as Will Hardy pushes him out of bounds at the 19. Is this a hold on Duke?
And that would be devastating for Duke, because now move the ball back to the 40.
Holding offense number 62. It's a 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They're going to get Graham Barton on this. He didn't seem to agree with the call. Here he is out here.
So now 3rd and 24, and Polino's hit a 52-yarder against NC State at home. So you're out of his range right now. Loftus up in the pocket, sneaks to the 35, and down to the 31. So the Polino 52-yarder, now you're back inside that number 10, but not by much.
No, not by much, but I think this is what you have to do, 4th and forever. If you're near his range, I think you have to try it, and they certainly are.
49 for Polino. In the first overtime. Kick is away. And it is good. 49 with juice for Todd Polino, and Duke in front by 3.
This looked like it was good from 59.
Yep.
Wow.
So we're in the first overtime. Carolina getting ready to take over at Duke's 25. Tar Heels won the toss. They took defense. Each team gets from the opponent's 25 for the first 2 overtimes. In the second overtime, if they score a touchdown, they got to go for 2. And then after that, if they're still tied through 2 overtimes, alternating 2-point conversions until we have a winner. So here's Drake Maye and the Tar Heels. A touchdown will win the game. Maye to Hampton. And Amarian Hampton moves the stack 3 on first down. Maye's got his 12th career 300-yard passing game tonight on 27 of 41, and Hampton's got 144 yards on 27 carries. But Carolina still needs more in order to get their 8th win of the year.
Because of some of the red zone struggles earlier in the night, and you think about that, obviously this is what overtime is set up for.
Maye going to flip it here on the near side, and that's Hampton again. Knocked out of bounds at the 8-yard line, and here we go, Tim. First and goal at the Duke 8 for Carolina. 13-yard throw.
And it's certainly been a problem area tonight for Carolina offensively, and you think to where they've had some success, it was getting to the perimeter. Actually, it wasn't going right at Duke. You know, kind of north and south between the tackle runs. It was stuff on the edge.
Maye goes under center again. Going to shovel it away to Hampton. He'll turn the corner at the 5, out of bounds near the 3.
That's what I mean, these perimeter plays, right? A little pitch outside, you get a bunch of bodies out there, and then you get the big back Hampton just getting his shoulders square. That's a good pickup on first down in this tight, especially when you consider the struggles that we've seen so far tonight.
Maye in the gun again with Hampton. A touchdown will win it for the Tar Heels. Here's Hampton. No, Maye will keep it to his right and ends up being sacked by Jeremiah Lewis. Now it's 3rd and goal.
I think this ends up being a play that should have been a give. Lewis is outside there. It's contained. I don't know why Drake felt like he needed to pull it.
So Tez Walker will go to the left here. Nesbitt and McCollum to the right, Tim.
So here's the thing. Tez normally plays on the right side. So there's obviously something they have planned for him. But if he gets doubled, then you've got to be looking elsewhere. 18 and 6 are those players.
There's Maye, the fake. He will throw to the end zone. McCollum cannot hang on. And now Carolina will kick the field goal.
It's a little whip route that Carolina used to like to run with Josh Downs. And he wins. Ball's there. Just needs to be finished. It's a great route. Throws on the hands. That would have won the game.
Now, here's Noah Burnett to try and make his 6th field goal to tie the game. Snap, spot, kick is up, and we move on at 39 all. So Nate McCollum had a chance, couldn't hold on to it. Burnett kicks his 6th field goal of the game. We're tied at 39, headed to overtime 2. Well, a little bit like quarterbacks, sometimes you're a wide receiver, you just got to flush it and move on to the next one. Nate McCollum had a chance to potentially win the game on the 3rd down throw from Maye. Instead, Noah Burnett kicks his school record, tying 6th field goal of the night. He ties a 1999 mark of 6 field goals by Josh McGee, ironically against Duke for Carolina. And now Maye and the Tar Heels will be on offense first here in the 2nd overtime, and we've moved to the other end of the Kenan Stadium field. Maye's got Hampton with him, and he'll get the ball on first down. And Amarian's got 5, 6, almost 7 before Jamion Franklin pulls him back.
Second and 4.
I might just let 28 run it a few times here.
Well, would not be surprised because they picked up 6 on first down if they come back to that, especially with Morales in the game instead of Nesbitt at tight end.
Yep. Big front. Here's Hampton. He's got the first down. Crashed inside the 15 to the 13. Trey Freeman, the tackle, and Carolina's starting to move people here in front.
Yeah, it's just this one's really well blocked. We've talked about this front being disruptive for Duke all night, but first 2 plays of this second overtime, done a really nice job creating running lanes for Marion Hampton.
They'll hand it to him a third straight time. Here goes Hampton on first down, and he breaks inside the 5. It'll be second and short at the 4.5. Trey Freeman, another tackle.
And if I'm Chip Lindsey, I'm just slowing it down a little bit, enough to let Hampton catch his breath after 3 straight carries, and handing it to him again.
Career high 31 carries tonight for Marion Hampton. May the clap. He'll move the pocket to the right. Drake will keep it and score. How about that? May turn the corner and then kind of had enough momentum built in his run, Tim, to fall into the end zone.
And it's quarterback sweep. Now you get Hampton, who we've seen his power tonight. He's a lead blocker. Yeah, I made a bit of a Josh Allen comparison earlier on a 4th down play. Stuff like that, there's elements of that in his game.
And now a 2-point try for Carolina.
And it looks like we're going to get a pretty unique quad set kind of formation. You got an isolation down on the bottom of your screen to Nesbitt. Looks like he's potentially getting doubled.
Duke's got 4 on the line. Here's May. Looking right, now going to scoot back up, throw to the end zone. That's caught. Copenhagen. 2-point play for Carolina. And now an 8-point lead at 47-39.
It's a great play by Drake May. He gets caught. I think it was a design quarterback draw. But this is insane. The referees missed this. They got a legal man downfield. Willie Lampkin is 5 yards deep into the end zone. Take a look at the right guard. I believe it's the right guard. Drake's going to take off to run. I mean, he's well into the end zone. He tries to hide. He kind of crouches down like he's going to hide. He knows he's down the field. It's an outstanding effort by Drake May. We've seen him do it a few times. Obviously on the touchdown design quarterback run. It's a good job of being physical on the way into the end zone. And then on the 2-point play, much like the left-handed throw we saw a few weeks back where he's trying to create. But
the playground aspect of his game is fascinating.
Yeah, it's incredible. The playground aspect is incredible.
So now here is Loftus needing the touchdown and the 2 for Duke to stay in it. That's Moore in motion. Straight ahead, Coleman. And he's turned back after a 4-yard gain on first down by Desmond Evans. Boy, the 110th meeting for the Victory Bell is delivered tonight. Somehow or another, we find these games where they empty the tank.
They do.
2nd and 6. That's Hazley, the tight end, setting up. They're going to hand the ball to Coleman again. And now we're down to 3rd and about 3 on the Cedric Gray tackle of Jalen Coleman.
You think, what we've seen is we've seen Carolina defensively continue to be aggressive and come after Loftus.
Jalen Coleman stays in the game with Loftus.
And it looks like you may get an aggressive look once again.
Going to hand the ball to Coleman, and he will reach but not get toward the first down mark at the 15. Power Eccles shut the run down. And now all of a sudden, fourth in the ball game for Elko.
Yeah, that's just a good job of meeting in the hole and kind of winning at the point of contact. Don't hate the call on third down, though, for Duke, though, knowing that fourth down, you're going for it. Now with fourth and a yard, maybe even less than a yard. Certainly a lot that you can do here.
Fourth and one. That's Calhoun in motion. Snap to Loftus. He'll go to a left. Throw. It's caught. And this is Moore, and it's first and goal Duke now at the Carolina 6.
It's a really good decision by Loftus. They're running a sprint out, trying to get the flat. But if they don't get the flat, they also have that little shovel pass to Calhoun. But because Moore had outflanked the defense, just go ahead and give him the football. Nice decision, good read, good throw, good pickup on fourth down.
So first and goal, Duke at the 6. Carolina leading by 8. Duke needs a touchdown and a 2 to keep the game alive. Loftus hands to Coleman, right side, trying to bounce to the perimeter. Tar Heels rally. Don Chapman, his final game at Kenan Stadium, makes a play in space.
That's a nice job of making sure you can't bounce it outside. I thought really probably should have pushed this one up inside. Tries to bounce it, and Chapman's speed able to get there.
Calhoun and Higgins to the far side. Moore to the near side. They're going to hand to Coleman. No, throwing to the end zone and caught. That's Moore. The slant for Jordan Moore and the Duke touchdown. Grayson Loftus threw a seed in there, Tim.
Same exact play we saw the touchdown on earlier, just the other side. And a good job of keeping it in the body of Moore. Guys running slants, when it's in their body, they catch it. Extend it over their head, they typically don't. Good job on that back shoulder.
Duke ran the two-point play earlier in the ball game. And now here's Loftus with 3 touchdown passes tonight in his second career start, trying to tie the game. Throws, end zone, no, and that's it. Carolina keeps the victory bell in double overtime. Mack Brown, Mike Elko. And another unbelievable Duke Carolina finish.
Unbelievable finish is right, and I feel like both of these teams left everything out on the field, Wes, which is what should happen in rivalry games, and it feels like it happened tonight.
Well, somewhere in the fray is Taylor Tannenbaum. Good luck.
Coach, last time we were here at midfield, it was an overtime win in week 2. Seems to be making a habit of it this time against your biggest rival. What did you see out of your team to pull this one off in the end?
Well, great game. Tremendous fight by both teams. Nobody gave up. Nobody really lost. So proud.
You're so emotional right now. What are those emotions about?
Well, they're about you want your kids to fight. You want your kids to compete. You want your kids to feel good about themselves, and these kids did all that tonight. And this win will do so much for us.
The victory bell. You know the significance of the victory bell. You've been here for 2 stints. You've been a part of these rivalries. What does it mean to beat Duke?
It's the most important thing we do. Because if you're going to be here, you got to beat Duke.
Congratulations, Coach. Enjoy this one.
Thank you, Tyler.
Tyler, thank you. Wow. What a scene in Chapel Hill. 47-45 the final.
I mean, the entire stadium feels like they're on the field dancing to jump around.
Carolina has now won 5 straight in the series. 3rd most points scored in the 110 meetings between the two tonight. My heavens. How about our playmaker of the game? Presented by Honey Baked Ham. In what very well might be the final chapter he writes on this stadium turf here at Chris Smith Field at Kenan Stadium. Drake Maye, 342 yards, and he added 2 rushing scores, including the game winner in overtime.
And it wasn't always perfect. I thought kind of somewhat of a shaky start, but the response and then the plays in the biggest moments.
Yep.
You said at the top, Wes, can kind of define this game, define your career, and wow, you did that tonight.
Well, another fun Saturday night with Tim Hasselback, Taylor Tannenbaum, Alex Farner-Martino, our producer, Bob Frateroli, our director, and our wonderful ACC Network primetime crew. 47-45 in double overtime, the final. The ACC huddle from here on.
What a scene it is here in Chapel Hill. You talk about what it means to win a rivalry game, what it means to be a part of this moment. You can see what it means for these students, for these fans, and for North Carolina. It took 2 overtimes to get it done. It wasn't